Hey guys, sorry I'm late. I was putting the last few things together. I'm gonna have Lauren join and Omar. Hey Jane, here I am. Sorry, I know I'm not usually late. I usually hate being late, but hopefully it was worth it because I'm putting all of this stuff together and I hope I can still see when they appear because I've got so many videos lined up here. So what we're doing tonight is we're just gonna be laid back and we're just gonna talk about the 10 cringiest moments of this entire lawsuit. Now, this entire lawsuit has been cringy, and there are so many, and I'm sure I forgot some really, really important ones, but these are what came to my mind. And they're cringy in terms of, like, to me, like how awful they were. So you may disagree, you may have other things, and I welcome hearing you guys talk about what you think. And we're gonna go through I've made a little video clip for each one as we count them down. And then after each one, we're going to have a little conversation about that one. And tonight, I'm going to do something that I've never done before. I'm going to invite some of you onto the panel if you want to join. And if you're like me and you don't want to put your face up, that's absolutely fine with me. Just come on without your face. And I may not be able to fit everybody in. I've never done this before. But I was thinking to give you guys a chance to have a little say because I know you guys have been so supportive and so wonderful. And I know you guys get just as upset as I do about the crazy things that have happened in this case. And, oh, is Lauren here? Did Lauren come in? I don't see her. I haven't seen her come backstage. So Omar's going to join, but he's going to join a little bit later. He's on Pacific time and he's got his little family. So it's kind of early for him and for spending time with his family, and we don't want to take away from that. So when he's available, we're going to welcome him here too. Sorry, my phone's linked through my... I should probably mute that. I don't know if I can. That might keep happening. Sorry about that. I think I need to disconnect my phone because I think it's going to get a little crazy. I don't know how to do that. I'm not going to waste time doing that right now, but you're going to probably hear those messages because I'm getting a bunch of messages right now. But anyway, Christina, you like your place in chat? Okay. All right. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to start. Well, I think I already explained. I got a little distracted by that. So I'm going to play a little clip for each one, and then we're going to... Oh, you didn't hear anything? Okay, good. Because that's annoying when that keeps happening. So then after I show one, then we're all going to talk about it. And if you want to come forward and talk about it, and to keep any spoilers or anything, let's just talk about anything that's either up on the screen or has already been on the screen. So don't bring up something new because it may still be coming up in my list. So let's go ahead and get started. Hey everybody, tonight we are counting down the top 10 cringiest moments from the Wayfarer vs. Blake Lively lawsuit 2025, Kassidy's version. Welcome. There have been so many cringy moments in this cringy lawsuit that it was kind of hard to limit it to only 10. I'm sure I missed some, and like I said, this is just my version. You probably have your own list of 10, but let's count them down. Okay, so the first one, Well, the last one, I guess we should say, is redactions. These redactions absolutely drive me crazy because we know that thanks, Christina. That's what was taking me so long because I always plan something huge and then I work very, very slow because I don't like mistakes. I don't like when it doesn't look to my standard. And so everything takes me so long. But so these redactions, I have never seen so many redactions put up like this. And when these redactions are unredacted, what do we find? They weren't worth redacting at all. And it's Blake's team doing this. First of all, they started off with not redacting things that should have been redacted, things like people's phone numbers, even their addresses, their email accounts. And what did we learn happened? I mean, what happened to Steve Sorowitz's family over that? His address got out there. His wife was threatened. His daughter was threatened. They found her college apartment and threatened to kidnap his daughter and his wife over this lawsuit. They came to his home. They started a fire. It was crazy. And then they go from that to these ridiculous, over the top redactions. And when they finally get unredacted, we find out there's nothing big here at all. It's not important. It's all just there to make people think. They're strategically placed to make people think that there's something really big there. And then it comes out and it's not at all. And so this just drives me crazy. So teamed in with this would also be this, the way the response to the motion for summary judgment and the motion for judgment on the pleadings, the way that those, okay, oh good, Omar's here. The way that those, here we go. Hey, Omar.
What's up, Cassidy? How are you?
Hey, good. How are you? Thanks for
Well, I'm
joining.
just settling it. Hey, look, I was only a minute late. How about that?
Yeah,
I thought
well,
it was
I
going to be
ended up
much
being
later.
late. Yeah, you're actually here before Lauren. So
I know. And the whole reason we're starting right now is because of Lauren. Imagine that.
well, she has plans with her family, so she's going to be leaving to go see her family. So, and I really wanted her to be here. She was my very first live. Was she? Or I think so. I think she was my very first live partner, and then it was Leanne after that. So I wanted to have her in today. But thanks for joining us.
No,
I hope we're not taking you from your family.
no, we're not doing anything all day long. Like every year on Christmas, well, on New Year's Eve, we stay home, we stay away from the fray, we stay out of the chaos.
Oh,
And I usually cook
absolutely.
like a big dinner for New Year's Eve, which I'm going to do later.
Yeah.
And but right now, the wife is right here. She's got a glass of wine. I got a glass of wine.
Oh.
Kids are over there playing with they're threatening to play and open up their karaoke box set thing. That's gonna be after the
Well,
podcast.
they're
So
welcome. They're welcome to do it, especially when we get to number one. They can give us a whole little concert for number one.
I don't think we
So
have to worry about copyright issues with them. They will be okay.
so I didn't really get a chance to tell you what we're doing. Other than it's a countdown. So I've made clips of every step of the way. We're counting down the cringiest, my version of cringiest. And after I play a clip of each one, then we're having a little discussion about it. So number 10 was redactions, the ridiculous way that they redacted this stuff that didn't need redacted. And it was all about, oh no, I disappeared my redaction
Hey, how do
picture.
my mic sound now? Is it on the right mic? I'm
It
using
sounds more muffled than usual, but
what
I
is
I
that
hear
about?
you.
Well, let me see if I could fix it. Default is supposed to be that. I didn't open up new anything here. What about now?
That sounds a little better. Yeah,
All
it was
right.
just a little more muffled and a little quieter than usual. So,
Oh, I think it was picking up the camera mic, but I didn't mean to
oh,
interrupt. what is this redaction that we're looking at? Is this the lively
So
stuff?
this is the top 10. It was just a random picture that's full of redactions. So I'm not talking about this file itself, just
Oh,
about how redactions is my number 10 cringiest, because it was so strategic to me that they did this to make it look like there was going to be something like really huge in there. And then it turned out to be nothing once they became unredacted. And the second part is that I would think I was starting to say this when I saw that you popped up, is that they've got this ridiculous extension for all of this time, like more than they asked for even, to unseal this stuff. And none of it even probably really needs to be sealed. So
well,
basically just the strategic redaction. So what do you say
did you
about that?
try? Did you try to like select all, copy, and paste it into a text document, and maybe we could unredact it that way?
I didn't, but did
Like the
anybody
Epstein
try
file?
that?
I don't
Like the
know, but
Epstein files? I saw a bunch of people talking about that, but I didn't try it. I figured it wouldn't work.
oh,
But
you mean that you think that Lively's attorneys are better at redacting stuff than the Department of Justice?
actually not. Now I really need to try it. Now I really
Oh,
want to try that. If
oh, that'll
anybody
be
wants
nice.
to try that while we're live and report back,
Yeah.
that would be
So what was your
grand.
question about? You asked me like there was a point to your whole introduction there, and I
Yeah,
missed
so
it.
what do you think about these strategic redactions?
I mean, it's you know, it's funny, like, when you're involved in a case like these redactions don't present to the attorneys as redacted. These redactions mostly serve to piss off the people and, that are following this case and give them more stuff to be angry at Lively's attorneys for, and so it doesn't bother me that they try to redact things. I mean, they were talking about, like, way back when this whole thing started with the attorney's eyes only stuff, that a lot of things would be redacted. The problem that I have with it is the same problem that you've had with it, is that they're very selective in whom's privacy they choose to
Mhm.
protect. Meaning, if it's about like small YouTube creators or random YouTube creators such as yourself, they don't give a shit about your privacy, but
Nope.
their friends and people that are going to speak poorly about or represent them poorly in their case, then yeah, we got to protect their identities because of whatever reasons. I've given
Yeah.
up trying to make sense of it all. It's all just lawyer
Right.
speak, honestly. It means nothing in the grand scheme of litigation for this case, anyway.
Yeah.
A nothing
Yeah,
burger with a side of word salad with a heaping scoop of bullshit. How about that?
I exactly. So try it with Adobe. Is that what they were using, Jane, to unredact the redactions? Is that what they were doing?
Well, for the Epstein files, it was literally like so they released their initial on December 19th. What they said they were going to release. Never mind. There's like, oh, wait a minute. We literally just came across upon a million extra pages of stuff. We're going to need time to redact this too. And so would obviously, come on. But they redacted like
Yeah.
lots of it. And then people started getting a hold of it and it's like, hey, what if I just hit Control A, Control C, and then paste it into a text document? What would happen? Well, the whole thing became unredacted. And so whoever at the Department of Justice was redacting stuff didn't know what they were doing. And so therefore a large, I don't know what the exact percentage was, but a lot of it was unredacted, not by hackers, not by like Russian spies, literally by random folks sitting in their basement, just fiddling around with it from what they downloaded off the internet. What's up, Lauren? Lauren
Yeah,
says
she's
her
gonna join
favorite.
us in a minute. I wanna, thank Ralph real quick. Ralph says, "Unless she's going to motion to keep every single thing sealed, redacted, shouldn't the stuff she isn't fighting to keep hidden be unsealed by now?" It should be, but she got an extension and then another extension, and both times the judge gave her more than she even asked for.
Yeah, which I know people aren't gonna, it's really angering for people to watch
Are you
Judge Wyman. Hello from the basement, says Lauren. Lethal
I've got
Lauren.
this all full. I think I need to, let me remove something so I can see if she's not here yet. Okay. I thought
So
she might
you
be
had
in
a
the
list of stuff,
backstage.
and I had compiled a list of stuff because I had planned on doing like a year in review. So we're just gonna have to amalgamate the two.
Oh,
And
okay.
like, Yeah, I know
Yeah.
you have the cringiest stuff. Mine was like more of like a pop culture events of 2025. Um, but
Oh,
I am
okay.
down for whatever. I have no script tonight.
Okay.
I am going to be copiously into this bottle of wine and probably another. And then
I
there's
need
like the New Year's
I need
Eve
to get my
campaign.
wine. I'm drinking tea. Go ahead.
Oh, you're drinking tea? Oh, of course.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then like somehow I remember you saying like the caffeine in the tea like gets you all like jitters or whatever.
Yeah.
Which by the way, I'm about to slam one of these. I'm not a sponsor for them at all, but these Magic Mind energy shots are magical. They truly are. Ooh,
How can I make
um,
you the
they are
full
full.
screen?
Yeah, they're like a matcha green tea caffeine, which is supposed
Wait.
to a
Oh,
caffeine release mechanism. I don't know. Hey, there you go.
yeah. I
Yeah,
was trying to just put you up, but
this is my secret weapon. And ever since I switched to these, they've been great. I don't know. It beats a Red Bull, I'll tell you that.
just about anything beats a Red Bull.
Yeah, don't get off of those as
Yeah.
quickly as you can.
All right. Well, let me get rid of sanctions and we'll move on to number 9.
So we didn't have time to prep for the show. Like when you emailed me, I was like sitting outside, smoking a cigar with the wife. We had like a fire going. It was like raining. It's
Oh,
like a Thursday
nice.
New Year's Day. And so we didn't prep anything. So you just said, hey, I want to do the top 10 cringiest things for the year. It's like, I'm in, whatever it is. I don't care what it is. Let's do it.
Okay.
So what are we
All right.
doing? What's
All
next
right.
on?
Here goes number 9. You'll see.
Okay. That was so loud in my ear. Whatever
Oh,
that
sorry.
graphic was.
Do you have headphones on?
I do,
Sorry,
but I
people
have that channel turned all the way up.
sorry, guys.
All
Sorry,
right.
anybody who that's blasting. They are kind of loud. So number 9, cringiest, sanctions. How
Oh,
many times can she file for sanctions? Let me ask you this, Omar,
yeah.
because it drives me absolutely insane that the judge, because people make excuses for him. Now, I can understand, and I don't want you to say anything awful about a federal judge. I mean,
I will not. I
all of
have,
you
but I will not
attorneys,
today.
I mean, I follow quite a few of you guys. I follow not actually Golden, Little Girl Attorney, and Brittany. I would never ever expect you guys to say something bad about a federal judge. But besides of all of you guys, all you cool people, I'm so sick of people making excuses for this judge. I can understand not speaking against him, but to make
Yeah.
excuses for some of the stuff he's done is just too much for me. Because there's been some, well, even your friend Rachel, the judge,
Whereas, yeah.
yeah, she found some issues with this man. So it's not, and another, one of the subs' husbands is a judge, and he's had issues. And who's that lady judge from Florida? Oh, there's Lauren. Hey, Lauren.
Yeah.
Is a judge.
One sec.
Right from the basement. One
What's going on?
Hey,
Sorry,
Lauren.
I just sat down. Can you hear my sound? Okay.
Yeah,
life
you were
is so
echoing
boring.
at
I'm
first,
looking
but
over
you're all
her.
right.
I'm looking
Yeah,
over
sorry
there,
about
and I'm
that.
like so distracted because she just looks so disinterested in whatever we're doing.
Me?
No, my wife. She's sitting there like, what
Oh,
is this?
I
What are
was
we
about to
doing?
say I didn't even realize you could see me.
Oh yeah, you're on
Oh.
camera.
Oh, you're on camera.
Yeah, I can't stay
Sorry.
too long, but because I'm going over to my mom's house in a little bit. But
Oh,
I
okay.
figured
Well, thanks
I could
for
stay for like
joining.
a little bit. Yeah, I was listening to you on my phone. That's what you heard when you put me on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. So we're talking about sanctions. That is number 9 cringiest. So what I was asking you, Omar, is okay. I mean, I know that Wayfair hasn't asked the judge to do anything about
Yeah.
all these motions for sanctions, but we've seen this judge happily jump and sua sponte take action when it came to Taylor Swift.
Sure.
We've seen him lawyer on behalf of Blake when her attorneys
Yes.
weren't doing as well at
The
hearings.
12B6. Yes.
Yes. And in the 12B6 and also in hearings, he will
Mhm.
cut off Wayfair every time and he will say things as if he is Blake's attorney. It drives me insane. So Why has he not said on his own, enough is enough? You can't file this many motions for sanctions.
Well, because I'll tell you what, when you're litigating a case, when you have the winning hand, you tend to say less. When you have the losing hand, you try to pull whatever tricks out of your sleeve. And so if you want to get like an inside scoop about what the attorneys think about their case, just follow how they're litigating. And you've seen, Lively's attorneys ask for sanctions on multiple occasions, every little thing they're trying to raise. And the Wayfair attorneys, Baldoni's attorneys, have largely remained silent because they don't need to say much. They really don't. So you want to tell on me because I'm doing this or that, whatever, go ahead, tell the judge, whatever, ask for sanctions. And then the judge, he has the ability certainly to warn them about asking for too much or, filling the docket with too many of these kinds of motions, whatever. But at the same time, if he were to deny them every single time, then he opens up the case to appeal, which you don't want, which neither side wants. And so when people get so up in arms about, hey, they sanctioned them for this and that or whatever, and they granted, and Judge Lyman is way too lenient with the Lively attorneys. Well, look, a lot of that I really feel is, number one, to protect against their ability to bring this up on appeal and waste everybody's time with post-judgment, post-dismissal, post-trial appellate issues. That's one.
Yeah, somebody's at my door. I'll be right back. Sorry about that.
Oh my God, Lauren, how dare you interrupt my soliloquy? I forgot what I was.
No.
The other thing is, I completely lost what I was about to say. I was going to make a really good point, and Lauren has ruined it forever.
Oh no.
No, but
I get easily distracted like that too. And I was trying to make my phone shut up. So I missed the last part of what you said.
I could totally hear your phone. No, but the bigger issue is these sanctions issues have nothing to do with the merits of the case. They're literally just housekeeping for the judge and conduct control for the judge and the attorneys that mean nothing in terms of scoring points in the case at bar. And so I literally just don't care about these sanctions motions. I'll tell you what.
They're for PR. That's what bothers me.
Well, yeah, it's PR, but PR is not going to win or lose the case. It's going to be a jury. And I guarantee you that the jurors that are sitting here listening to a trial, if we ever get there, are not going to give a shit about what Judge Lyman ruled back in October in terms of a sanctions motion. They just won't. They will not. I'll tell you what, when I litigate cases, I rarely, if ever ask for sanctions. I just did a whole Laura Owens case where there was like a dozen different times where I could have asked for sanctions or brought issues up to the judge's attention, where I chose not to do that because we were going to freaking win. Like, what's the point of that? Like, why would I waste my time with that? I don't need to do all of that. Let her raise all the issues. Let her do whatever she wants to do. It's not going to mean anything. And it turns out it didn't mean anything. And that kind of stuff is still going on. And so I think it's very telling that you see the Wayfair parties largely remaining silent as far as sanctions and these ancillary motions that don't mean anything. And you have Lively's attorneys raising them at every possible opportunity because they don't have the best case and they're doing whatever they can. And they got to bill hours and they got to make it look like they're doing something. And largely these motions are to please Lively and Reynolds and whoever else might be interested in wanting to make it look good, make it look like their attorney fees are going to something.
Right.
So
absolutely. I really agree with that. Really agree with that. Can you imagine how many word salad phone calls they get from this woman?
Yes. Gosh. AI phone calls.
And nasty remarks from that man.
Don has Rose Wild says, Omar, did you see Laura Owens is hosting a concert? A concert for what?
What?
No, I did not see that. I saw
a concert for justice. It's a concert for justice, guys. And she listed it on her new website.
Oh,
sorry.
Jesus Christ.
I lost something. I'll be right back. I dropped something. I can't find it. I will be with you in just a moment.
Okay. You might as well just go ask her to start a GoFundMe. Do it.
Say so. No, I'm just kidding. So someone had asked about the judge. Why is he so untouchable? Federal judges are appointed by presidents, and it takes Congress to get them out of their position. And in the history of federal judges, only 8, we're talking a couple hundred years, only 8 have ever been removed. And it was for serious stuff like
Is that
involvement with,
accurate? 8 judges removed in 200 years?
I think
That's
so.
wild. If that's true,
Yeah,
that is wild.
and they were like involved with the mob and stuff like that. Like it is not going to happen.
Yeah.
It's just not. It's
Did
just
you
not.
say 8 or 800?
No, 8
No,
in
8
200
in
years.
200 years.
Oh, man.
I hate to say things without having the information right in front of me because I do forget things.
I'm getting my apple
But-
juice out for this one. I got a whole juice box here. I'm not kidding.
Is it a
Hey,
Capri
when's this-
Sun?
Hold on. Let me show you real quick. It's one of those little kitty ones.
Oh,
You know what?
wow.
Comes with
Somebody
the
who's
straw.
watching needs to Instacart Lauren
Huh?
something.
What's that?
Well, Lauren's going to be driving, so we're going to keep her on apple juice.
Oh, yeah.
for-
No, I have to go down the street to my mom's house in a little bit.
Oh,
okay.
she's like walking distance.
Yeah, it's like right
Oh,
there.
She's gonna jog. She's gonna swim.
I'm not doing any
Oh.
of that shit, but, whatever. Doesn't
all
matter.
right. Are we ready for?
Hey, you know what I'm never gonna do ever again?
Oh, sorry. Go
A
ahead.
swimming race.
I mean, it really wasn't
Well,
that
that
bad.
happened this year.
Me and
What's
Lauren had a swimming race. That was one of the highlights of 2025. When was that? Back in June or July?
It was back in, it must have been end of May, actually,
You
early
raised for
June, end of
charity.
May. And then it took me forever because we raised money for charity, and it took me like 4 months to remember to take the money out of that account to give it to the charity. It's kind of like, there's like $1,000 just sitting there, like drying out. Like, okay.
No, there's
Rose-
no need for a rematch. We don't need a rematch. Lauren's-
Roses Wild wants you to apply to be a guitar player in Laura Owen's concert.
Yeah, well, I'll
Ooh.
play saxophone. I played once for like 2 months when I was 7. And so I got that going for me.
All right. Are you guys ready for number 8?
Let's do it. Are you gonna
Yeah,
do
go.
the sound thing again? So I
Yeah.
can
So
turn down my volume?
anyone who's on the earphones or earbuds, prep yourself. It's gonna be
I'm going to
loud.
turn my volume down while I get my bearings here. Go ahead.
Okay. Okay. So it
What does that
is
even mean? Daddy Lyman?
Daddy Lyman is kind of what now I'm trying to find the picture that goes with that. It's kind of like what we were just talking about, the way that he has ruled in her favor so many times. It's also and I don't expect you to say anything in this part, Omar, because obviously
Well, then
he's a
I guess I'll just go off and F myself. Well,
what?
I totally won't never.
let's not get extreme here.
I'm really
Oh,
glad
okay.
that like I forgot to unmute myself before I made the comment that I just made when he said that.
Oh,
It was like absolutely inappropriate
guess
to
I'll
the
just
point
go
where it's just like, I don't know if you guys
myself.
still want to talk to me.
let me get the picture on here so we have something in the background. There we go.
Oh, who is
Yeah.
that lady?
Just the lady in the magazine, the
Yeah.
Inseparable magazine. That's Ezra.
Oh, that's
Oh.
Ezra. I've never seen a picture
I
of
didn't
her.
notice
How
it was a
hilarious.
magazine. I was like, wait a minute, I don't get it.
You know what? Her face looked exactly how I'd imagine it would look.
Yep. Did you hear her the little excerpt from the deposition that we
When she
Oh, the
pounded
one
the
that we
table?
read? Is it the one we read back and forth?
Yeah, the one we read. Did you see
I
that
think he
one?
was listening to that. He was listening to that. It was a couple weeks ago, and then
Oh,
we went on
okay.
to
I want
we
my
went on to
9
someone else's
minutes.
stream after that. Yeah.
Yeah, you and
Yeah.
I had. Oh, thank you. You and I had talked about that, about what I thought about her pounding the table. I was like, it's no big deal. I've done worse. I've literally had moments that were worse than that, or more. I don't know, incendiary than that. I was
Look,
not impressed.
I'm not an Ezra Hudson fan. I did think that was hilarious, and I had fun kind of because of what she did to us. I had fun making fun of her, like poking fun at her expense. I don't actually for the record, because I think there are a lot of people who kind of exaggerate my position on things on, like toxic Reddit and stuff like that. I don't actually wish Ezra Hudson any harm or anything bad to happen to her. I don't know her. All I know is she did something I don't like, and so I make fun of her sometimes. You know what I mean? Like, I think she's annoying, and I don't like the way she does her job. I think she acts in a way that's unethical sometimes, but I'm not like out here like praying for her doom. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
I want to answer Happy Hippo's question. Why are those attorneys so nasty? Listen, the profession of being a lawyer, like your job is to be confrontational at every turn, to represent your client at every turn. And when you have a losing case, and when your entire profession in life is built around conflict, I want you to take a really good look at Ezra's face in this picture. This is the face. There's nothing unattractive about this lady. I don't know. I don't give a shit about that.
oh no. Just the kind of mean, not even the mean, but you call it like mean mugging or something? Like,
Yeah,
I don't
she's
know.
mean mugging. She's miserable. But I guarantee you that's her face like 23 hours a day.
Damn.
And the other 1 hour is like on accident. And she's just always in this state of like on guard, on defense, fighting, conflict, whatever. That's just the nature of the profession.
Mhm.
It is a waste of life to sit here and like constantly involve yourself in conflict to the death. And that's like the profession that she's chosen. It's the profession that I've chosen. Some handle it better than others. And
I
so
would say you're a little more laid back than this one, and just in my
much more laid
experience.
back, but I'll tell you what, I am an energy matcher. Like if the other attorney is cool with me, I will be cool with them. But if they want to start World War III, we can start World War III. We'll start fighting. Well, hell, I mean, that's played out in real time in some of these cases that I've been involved with. But look, man, I get why she looks like that. She just looks miserable. And her behavior in this case and the motions that she's filed kind of fit that profile of somebody that has a shitty case. And she can't just not take the case. She can't just not write motions because she's getting paid like probably $1 million a month in billables that she has to produce. And so
I'm sure it's tens of millions by now.
Yeah, it's probably $1 million a month, and they've been going since this time last year. Yeah. And so probably 12 million in attorney fees at this point, and having to deal with Blake Lively, who's probably a really vocal client, and her husband, who's probably a really vocal third party.
No, he seems really chill, guys.
Totally. Just listen to his commercial. He's totally chill. I don't know,
you guys,
man.
I love these things so much. I love how we're we got mealy, we got chicken butt, we've got
chicken butt,
Ezra with an S. The guy next to Ezra with an S is Michael Gottlieb, who I just found out his wife attended the same college that Judge Lyman's wife and Sean Levy's wife attended, and Judge Lyman's daughter attended.
Like your brain is just full of facts. I don't know what to do. Like I could never hold that much information. You know what I mean?
Do not test Kassidy with facts because she will never play Jeopardy with Kassidy.
Oh no, I would not. That sounds like a nightmare. Like why would I want to? That's like ew. No, I wouldn't do that. Why would I want to embarrass myself like that?
Is that look, you're not gonna out fact her. You're not gonna out information her.
I don't know.
She's smarter than you, and she knows more than you.
No.
And if she doesn't actually do any of those things, it'll look like that. And so,
but my brain shuts off sometimes. It makes me seem absolutely ignorant.
Well, I'm here to kind of keep you guys off topic tonight. So I just want to know, Omar, if you could pick one topic that you think that you could beat Kassidy at in Jeopardy, what would it be?
Dodgers history.
There you go.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes.
Anything sports related.
Anything sports related, indeed.
Kassidy could be like a secret ice skater or something. I don't know. I mean,
for all I know, she's like a gold medal.
I'm not coordinated enough for that.
Yeah. She might actually be Nancy Kerrigan.
Oh, that's true.
We don't actually know who Kassidy O'Connel is. She's the YouTuber, and so her identity is very mysterious.
I feel like we know who she is. We just don't know her face. You know what I mean? Which is fine.
Which is completely fine.
Thank you so much, Justin Smotherman. Nature of profession involve things like Van Zandt. Yeah. You could not pay me And here's the thing, my take about attorneys, and I know a lot of people say, and I prefer the word attorney. I never say lawyer because it just sounds so yucky.
It does
Lawyer. I'm a
kinda sound yucky,
lawyer.
doesn't it?
Yeah,
I
attorney is
prefer
from the French
counselor
word.
if we're keeping score.
You per what? Prefer what?
Counselor. Although
Oh, yeah,
I'm not
that's a
sure
good
who
one.
you counsel, but
Oh, I do like that one. An Esquire, that's a favorite, but that's
no,
just
that's
like
the
of
douchebag
your
one. Never
name.
say that.
You can't
Never
really
say Esquire.
Esquire.
My name is Omar Serrano Esquire, ESQ.
That's
I mean,
so
I know
fancy.
some people who've done that, but it's like right after they graduate from law school. You know what I mean?
Hey, you want to see the dog that we adopted?
You have another dog?
Oh
Yeah.
goodness, I love dogs.
Do you have 3
I
dogs
have
now, or did one of
one.
them kick it?
Oh no, they're still alive.
We're just checking. Oh,
This is
hello.
Butters.
Wait, that's not Butter.
His name is Butters.
Bitch, that's my dog's name. What is wrong with you?
Is it really?
Well, my dog's name is Butter without an S.
Oh, so cute.
We rescued this dog like 2 weeks ago. He's getting
Oh, my
adjusted, but I think
goodness.
he's part of the family now.
How
I
old
can't
is
believe you
she?
stole
Did you
my
say
dog's
she-
name, Omar.
I had no idea that was your dog's name.
You
All right,
already
go on.
took Nugget, and now you're trying to hone in on Butter? Like, it's ridiculous.
You never had a nugget.
No, you do. I'm saying you already took Nugget, and now you
Oh,
want
well,
to take
yeah.
Butter too. You can't have both.
Well, it's Butters, like the South Park character.
Mine is Butter, just like butterscotch, but like short.
Yeah.
I
The other
love
name
butter.
it was going to be was Waffles or Waffle.
I
don't know.
literally am going to name my
No,
next
I
dog.
need a dog
Waffles.
named Butter. But I'm gone too much.
can't.
Like, it would die. So maybe I'll get a fish named Butter. Or I'll name my plant Butter.
A fish named Butter would be something that I would support. You could have like a fish cam going, like so you have like an all day. Well, you know, one of those channels that runs live streams all day, and it'd just be like Butter the fish. I would totally watch that. While I'm working. Like here, take my ad revenue. I'll just watch Butter the fish while I'm doing chores.
Now I have to get a fish named Butter. But I think
Omar
I'll-
has some fish. He's got some nice fish. The big
I
tank.
have
Oh,
to set up like
half
a
the fish had died.
self-food.
We got
Wait, they
like
died?
4
Why did the fish die? They were supposed to outlive me.
One of them got stuck in one of their toys. Like there's like this
No,
little
I don't
tunnel
wanna
and it got too
hear
fat and it got stuck and we didn't know and it was dead.
Oh,
That happened to me
no.
once. I don't have fish, but you know.
But the remaining 4 fish are much happier
Okay,
now.
Cassidy got it.
And the tank is cleaner.
The difference between lawyer and attorney is absolutely nothing. It's just the root of where they come from. Attorney came from French, and I just think it sounds better because
Well, personally, I think that one of them comes first in alphabetical order. So
there you go.
You're
That's
wrong.
she solved it. She beat me in Jeopardy.
Oh my god, what do I win? Hopefully a
Oh my
hairbrush.
God.
Jesus.
Do you need a hairbrush, Lauren?
I actually do. Do you see how long my hair is? It's longer than it's been in a long time. Look at this.
Yo, your
Yeah.
hair is longer than mine.
Yeah, it looks nice.
It is for the first time in a very long time.
Barrister is the coolest. I love barrister.
Oh,
I'm
that's like
solicitor.
in Italy. I want to be a barrister.
I think in a lot of places in Europe come because they base
We
it
have,
on British.
Do we have anyone from Australia in the chat here? Because I know that they used to wear those wigs, and I don't know if they still do the barrister wigs, and I want to know if that still happens.
Yeah, they
We-
do in England. I saw them in London with the wig and the silk robe. They do still do, but you are a certain level to get it though,
I don't know,
And
and I
man. The
don't
wig
know
freaks
how
me
that
out.
works. I'm gonna play number 7, okay?
All right, let's do it.
Go ahead.
Wait, what was number 8?
This. Oh no.
Okay.
This was only number 7. I must have forgotten a lot of stuff.
Blake's version of events. Let me find the
Thanks,
picture
Bill.
and put that on the up too.
I'm
So,
getting a refill.
for example, let me remove that one so I don't accidentally play it again. So, for example, the dance scene, what she said happened, and then when it was released, what actually happened. The whole Justin described his genitalia to me turned out to be a conversation because she's giving birth to his son and was asking about circumcision. And then there's Crazy Eyes Claire, who was going to reveal this statement about Steve Sarowitz illegally recorded him, allegedly. And then the stuff that Jenny Slate accused Jamie of, she's had some complaint against Jamie, and it turned out the man gave her $15,000 to get a safer apartment for her child. And any of those other things that anybody wants to discuss. Blake's version of things. So if we talk about her very first complaint, and as we read it and we're so shocked and thought how awful Justin is, and then as we started reading the discovery and more stuff was leaked, what it turned out to be.
Well, I will say this, that I deal directly in the cases that I litigate in domestic violence issues, sexual assault issues, like legitimate stuff. And so like when people come to me for, like, half of my cases like involve like just really serious, really dark stuff. And so when the stuff that she was saying, like, I was expecting a lot more to come out in the wash. And the worst thing that came out in terms of the evidence was she was shown Jamie Heath's afterbirth video.
Mm-hmm.
What portion of it is still in question? And then there was a whole, I know Kassidy was very upset because he had to turn over like stuff that she didn't actually see, that he didn't ever show her, that he never intended to show anybody, because these were family videos. And he was forced or compelled to produce these videos. And it was very upsetting. Look, she had a run at Baldoni. There was other stuff going on. Ryan Reynolds was very jealous, it seems like. And it really, the way that it's played out in the discovery is that it really just seems that Baldoni was approached in such a way that he was low-level threatened by this couple. And then Reynolds got really jealous and he confronted him directly at a meeting back when, was it like in 2023 or whatever? They had made up all of these rules, and then they had been plotting this lawsuit. It really feels like they had been plotting this lawsuit since about 2023. And then they come out, and the best that they can do was that somebody walked into her trailer upon her invitation while she was pumping, or like in a state of undress or whatever, but at her invitation. And the other thing was she viewed the afterbirth video of Jamie Heath's wife. And then the other thing was that Baldoni had recommended a personal trainer to help her lose weight, sort of. And that he was fat shaming her because he recommended this personal trainer that specialized in weight loss. That was like the best of her, that was like the crux of her complaints. Am I missing anything? Was there anything more serious than that? I don't think there was.
This dance scene was her biggest of the
Oh,
actual.
but he like had initiated all the contact in that scene. And by the way, I've still never seen this movie. I don't plan on ever watching the movie.
I've seen it.
Yeah,
It helped with context.
Curiosity.
It helped with context when you were reading some of the deposition stuff and all that. Especially these like newer claims about the scenes en route, the restaurant scenes. And I was like, I know exactly what happened there, so I know exactly what you're talking about, and this doesn't make sense. So,
well, Lauren, if you've learned anything about attorneys, you would understand that context means nothing.
Well, it means everything to the public. So,
well, to the public, yes, but to Lively's attorneys, not so much.
No, I know, because they asked for my bank account number.
Right.
They did.
In every place I've ever logged in from.
Yeah.
Omar's forgetting the traumatic. Your Tanner doesn't stink that. What the hell does that mean?
What?
Your Tanner doesn't stink that bad. What is that? I don't know what that means.
The self-tan.
Because saying you,
Yeah.
she said he was like creepy, like, saying you smell good or whatever.
My neck and said, "You smell so good."
Yeah,
that was so much better, Lauren. Please do that again.
You smell so good.
Oh, never say that to me. Ever. Especially not in that voice.
All right, let me move along to the next one. And let me get some
By
of
the world,
these.
by the way, you asked for whether or not anyone from Australia is in the house. There's like half your audience is from Australia. I feel like
Nice.
you asked,
Yeah,
I
I
was like,
do.
hey, Australia, right here.
I kind of
There-
love it.
there
So
we go.
I met some people when I went out to Australia because the last couple times I started my YouTube channel relatively recently, and I met some people last couple times I went out to Australia when I was there, and it was like super nice. And I'm like, I got lucky because none of them were like crazy people, you know what I mean? But I met a lot of people when I went out there, and one of them was like a good friend now, just like people who watch me on my show from Australia. I'm just like, well, I'm going to be out in Sydney if you want to show up. I'll be here on X day with my friends. Got it worked out. So
I've never been to Australia. And the
you
reason why
should
I
definitely
like to
go.
never go to Australia is because they have really big
They've got a lot of scary,
predators.
deadly things.
I
Yeah,
didn't.
lots of big
I've never
spiders.
seen like any big bugs or anything. You just got to go to like a really touristy area, like around the harbor or something like that. Like where I
feel
go,
like
it's like
that's more
super
like
nice.
I don't know,
So
man.
I love it there.
One day I'll go to
Glad I didn't get to go
Australia.
back as well. Yeah.
But the reason why I haven't gone to Australia is literally because of the bugs.
I mean,
Yeah,
I've
Actually,
been
that's not true.
I've been
spiders,
now
those
like
snakes, and those sharks and those things to step on that will
I
kill
will
your.
It's
admit
mostly the spiders. I
I've
can handle
never
the kangaroos.
I will admit I will not go swimming in Australia. That's the thing I won't do. But they do have really big spiders apparently. But like I've been up to the mountains and I've been all around now, and I've never seen any huge critters the way people describe to me. I know it happens. I've just been like, it doesn't happen like every second of every day. You know what I mean? Because I've been able to avoid it. So.
I learned from Lauren that they eat kangaroos in Australia, which I
Oh
was
yeah, because I
heartbroken
went
to
to
find
that
out.
steakhouse and I was like, I was
What was
texting
that about?
you. I was
No
texting you and I
way.
think Rachel. I was like, "Hello, there's kangaroo on the menu here. Is this normal or should I leave?"
Well, they have so many.
Yeah. Well, one
So,
of
I mean,
you was like, "Lauren, you're in a different country. Like, please chill out."
Do not be disrespectful of the culture of Australia. They eat
I
kangaroos.
never saw a kangaroo on the menu anywhere else when I was there though. So that was just, I was going like, did I go to the wrong place? Like, where am I?
What does roo taste like? I'm so curious.
I didn't eat
Kangaroos
it.
are freaky like a deer, man,
that
with
shit.
crazy dinosaur talons. I don't know.
One of you guys tell us.
yeah, I guess it's like here where you got so many deer, like they become a hazard. Actually, they
Yeah, that's possible. I have no quarrel with kangaroos. I'll just say that for the record.
Kangaroos or wallabies. Let me see if I can find. I never showed anyone these pictures. I'll see if I can find one.
Okay.
Well, you go ahead.
Oh yeah, I don't like
Setberg
it.
says roo tastes like game meat.
Gamey,
Does that mean
smelly.
like it tastes like squirrel or like
Ew.
rabbit?
Oh no, squirrel! I
don't
raised a
know.
baby squirrel before.
If
I
I was
love
like living off the grid, I would eat a squirrel, but I have no reason to eat a squirrel.
No, like would it even fill your belly?
I mean,
it's
a
No,
fucking
I
squirrel.
think it would just piss me off. I think was that an appetizer? What do we?
so
Oh
cute.
my, we also eat
we have to be
crocodile
starting
and
to-
witchy grub. What the hell is a witchy grub?
Crocodile is delicious.
I must.
I've
I'm
had
Googling
crocodile.
witchy
I
grub.
think we should eat them like more instead of the beautiful animals we eat. Although I would really miss beef.
Oh, there. I was at one of these those like zoos where you can get up
Oh,
close to the
grubs, like
wallabies and stuff
trees,
like
like
that.
they're
I can't
bugs.
make you see it. Hang on. Let me see if I can lower the. You might not be able to see it on my
Right.
phone. There it is. You can kind of see it. Like there's a
Oh,
wallaby
I
right
see.
there.
Aw,
You can
that's
kinda
what I
see it.
saw. It wasn't a baby kangaroo. It was that. When
Yeah.
I was in South Korea, I went
It's
to
an
a
albino.
meerkat cafe, and they had meerkats that you could play
Yeah.
with and hold. And they had one of those, and I'm like,
Just
that.
feeding
I
the
thought it was
penguins.
baby.
That's
Aw,
me. I was feeding them fish, and now one of my shirts smells like fish for the rest of my life. I'm not even
Hey,
kidding. It still
Cassidy,
smells like
could you
ass.
share my
Yeah.
screen?
Huh?
Could you share my screen?
I
Oh,
don't.
she can.
How
I
do,
put
how
it
do
on
I
the
do it?
thing.
You should be able to see it like next to where our faces are.
Yeah, like next to my face.
Yeah.
Or somebody's face. I don't know.
Oh, I have to remove the other media from the.
Yeah, if you hit remove and put that one up, you can do the same thing with yours.
Oh,
later.
I didn't mean you had to remove.
Ew,
That's a
no,
witchy
no, no,
grub.
no, no, no,
Ah!
no.
People eat that stuff. I would taste one.
No,
I would taste it. I'd imagine
no.
you like grill it up, saute it or something.
Uh-uh.
You probably have to like remove the water content
Oh,
and like make it
no,
like
no.
tenderize it. Maybe a little olive oil,
No.
some salt and pepper, some chili flakes. and then throw it in like in a salad or something. I don't know. People in Australia eat these things.
This looks like something that they made Simba crush and eat in The Lion King when he was trying to be less
Yes.
meatier.
Yes, they did.
Yes. Slimy but satisfying. Is that what they said?
Somebody says we do not.
Yeah, I
all
wish I
eat
could say
them.
I don't know, but I just watched that movie. So
I just feel like I
they
don't
have
need
some
ear
freaked out
grubs.
stuff in China on a stick.
Amy in Arizona says, like croutons? Sure, like croutons. Or like little pieces of bacon. I bet we can make them taste like bacon. I could do it. I'm in cooking mode. I just cooked Christmas dinner. And I was very proud of myself. I did pretty well.
What'd you make?
I roasted a turkey, had some cream leeks, my world famous mac and cheese. My wife made mashed potatoes. I made a cranberry cobbler. I forgot what else. But we feasted. I did really well. I was really proud of myself this holiday season.
You should share pictures of that.
Oh, I will. I had there's
I have
like
so many pictures of food and then I never share them. Very rarely.
I know. I did. I actually did take pictures of the food that I made because, I mean, why not? I made like this butter with parsley and garlic and salt and pepper, a little bit of basil. It was delicious, man. And then when I greased up the whole turkey in that and let it settle for like 2.5 hours, it came out like super, super moist. And I made this gravy that was amazing, maybe a little over seasoned, but I dug it. It was delicious. It was delicious.
Yeah, you have to share some pictures.
I will send you a plate. How about that?
I would. Yeah, I'll take it. All right, I'm gonna go to number 6. So you guys ready? It's gonna be loud. If you're on earbuds, you might want to lower the volume.
Witchetty grub.
Getting kind of long now. Okay. Banished to the basement.
I am lost. What is this one about, Kassidy?
This is
Banished to the basement. Are we talking about Lauren?
This is
no. We don't actually have basements in Florida. I was kidding.
No, this is finding out that one of the saddest things was finding out that the whole Wayfarer team, including, wasn't there a terminally ill fan that was invited at the premiere? They were not allowed to attend with everyone else. They had to have their own little party in a basement, even though they paid half of the party, and they got banished. Yeah, thanks, Christina. Yeah, there was. So, yeah, to me, that was just
Sam in this photo. Sam's like, oh yeah, partying. I know they don't like drink or anything, but he looks like he's partying hard right there.
The fan has since passed away.
They still just smile. You know, they're such nice people, and that makes it even sadder to me.
His dad is a really nice dude. I mean, I don't really know the guy like super well or anything like that. I just follow them on social media or whatever. I'm like, he's such a nice dude. Like, so nice. I feel bad for them.
Yeah. So anything to add to that one, you guys? Or you want me to just move on to the next?
I think you should. Well, I have nothing to add. I have no idea what this.
I left my feelings in the basement.
Completely missed.
You left your feelings.
You know what's so trippy though for me on this is like the girl on the right with the black dress on with the dark black hair on the very right of the screen. She looks exactly like my college roommate. It's so crazy.
Really?
It's not her, but yes. So I'm like, what is happening here?
The guy with his hands raised in the back of the photo.
That's Justin.
I would have a whiskey with that guy.
You what? You would?
I would have a whiskey with that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the old guy.
Everybody there looks super nice.
I don't know. Yeah. I think he probably smells like spray tan. You know,
he smells like Axe body wash.
I think he probably smells like so good.
Oh my God.
I do that so much better than I do.
Lauren's gonna turn straight for this guy.
No.
Yes.
No. If I were gonna turn straight for a guy, it would be like a very pretty boy, like Matt Lanter.
The hell is that?
He was in 90210, the newer version, the reboot kind of thing.
Oh, I would never watch. I have no
It's a
idea.
good show. It's really
Doesn't
like if you suspend disbelief a lot, it's a good show.
I watched the original 90210, and that was good enough for me.
I actually never saw it.
It was during my formative years when I was like 10 and 11. I had a crush on Brenda.
Oh, Brenda was
She
actually
just
in the
passed
new one.
this year.
She passed away.
She
Yeah,
did.
she was actually in the new one for like a season or something.
Made me feel really, really old.
Yeah. I mean, you're
And
not.
Luke Perry's gone.
You're like in your early 40s. You're not old.
Yo, I'm 45.
Yeah.
I'm not in my early 40s anymore.
That's early enough for me.
My wife is in her early 40s. She just turned 40. I am 45. I'm in
Wait,
my
when was
mid-40s.
her birthday?
May 18th.
Oh, that wasn't. She didn't just turn. Okay, let's say, did I miss your wife's birthday? But it was actually 7 months ago.
Yeah, she's really pissed off you didn't wish her a happy birthday or get her a gift.
Dude,
She's
I
holding
came
a
to your
grudge.
house like 2 weeks later. I should have.
What a dick.
Yes, Pam. It was. It was a
Very-
humiliation
Fucking
ritual.
asshole.
That's what it was.
That was from my wife.
All right, I'm going to play the next one,
It was.
and so brace your ears. It's getting really fun. Sorry, guys. I got really through.
My God.
The New York Times.
Oh, boy.
So, I
Crazy.
think. Let me. Oh shoot! I gotta find that.
Kassidy might not be keeping this live up afterwards because me and Lauren are ruining it.
Well, I usually ruin things when I come in unplanned. So
How are
it's
you
like-
ruining it? You're not ruining it.
I
well,
am
we
not
said words.
We're
Oh.
just-
That usually does it.
All right, let me try to find the picture. Some of these pictures were just some of my old
Somebody
old
says,
thumbnails.
Aunt Clara says, Lauren, I was thinking of you Christmas Eve when I drank a cannabis beverage.
Cannabis beverage?
I didn't realize it was 1,000 milligrams. I never felt as good. Hey, I'm off the marijuana stuff. I mean, it helps me with sleep and stuff like that, but it was just getting too expensive. But hey, have another one for me tonight because I cannot. Unfortunately, I'm just like here in Florida, you have to pay for it every so often. It's like $200 every time you have to have an appointment or renew, and it's just like, I can't do it anymore. So
You know, you could just in California, you just walk down a local dispensary
I know, but it's not like that where I live. So
for $20. They will supply you for like the year.
oh, trust me, I know. I've spent time there. So, yeah. No, I miss it. But no, here it's not like that. You have to pay for doctor's visits every 6 months, and then you have to pay for the expensive dispensary weed on top of that, which is more expensive than it is in California for some reason. So
You
at
should
least
write
where
a
I
letter
live,
to the governor.
I should, but I'm too busy not doing that. So
Hey, Kassidy, what is this one about?
Okay. Okay, the New York Times. I think this was huge for me because what I learned is how well protected they are. It is absolutely unbelievable. So this was like the biggest thing that bothered me about the case when I first started reporting on it. I did multiple episodes about this because I learned that in New York, because of the New York Times historical cases, they have actually more protection for the press that's beyond the Constitution. It's not like any other state. It is absolutely insane.
That doesn't
How
apply to
protected they
YouTube
are.
creators, coincidentally.
It does not apply to us. It does
Yeah.
not. And so I put this great wall around it because I'm like, this is how like ridiculously that protected they are. And in the process of this one, like Kinsey versus New York Times, that one actually came through the appellate court in the course of this lawsuit that gave them even more protection. And what that does is pretty much ensures that any case that's ever brought against the New York Times, no matter from where, is going to get drugged to a New York court under New York law so that they can continue to protect it. I also was so completely upset by, I had this like naive image about journalists, and because the journalists I know from YouTube and movies that I've seen where like they like live and breathe to tell these big breaking stories, the truth about stuff. And so from things like from way back before I was born, the Nixon thing. And so I always had this idea that
Talking about Watergate?
journalists were just like, what's that?
Are you talking about Watergate?
Yeah.
Yes.
So you know, you saw those guys from, where were they from? The Washington paper. What's that called? The Washington Post.
Washington Post.
Washington
Yeah,
Post.
and then there was one about with Meryl Streep in it. There's been some where they were going to break through the stories about what was happening to children in churches. So in my head, I had this like very naive adoration for journalists, thinking that they were spending their life getting to the bottom of
Yeah.
stories like this to tell the truth. Then to find out like what it actually has become
Yeah.
is just, it was a little heartbreaking to me. But
Well,
I
I'll tell
think,
you what.
and then the last thing, because I'll forget, when you're talking about an institution like the New York Times, probably the #1 newspaper in the country, and to see them come down to the level of a tabloid rag and put this out there to destroy multiple, not just one person, but multiple people's lives. One of the things that irks me the most is Jen Abel's texts were in this article, many of them. Yet when she gave her statement to the New York Times, to Megan, she didn't print a single word that woman said. So
Yeah.
I think like when that enraged me more than anything when I very first started, because there wasn't a whole lot of information coming out yet when I first started reporting on it. But this was the thing. I must have done 5 episodes just on the New York Times. Anyway, go ahead. Sorry.
No. Look, man. Journalism in the 50s, 60s, 70s, even in the 80s, was ruled by like a strict adherence to factual accuracy, right? And then you get to the 90s and you have like the rise of Rush Limbaugh and similar conservative talking heads that were born out of hot takes, opinions, and angles and things, and they started to get really, really good ratings. And it became less about the Walter Cronkite style of journalism and much more about the hot take, Rush Limbaugh style of journalism, sensationalistic media. Let's just come out with like the craziest opinion that we know is going to appeal to some fragment of pop culture where people are going to pick up on it and run with it. And then that's how you get like these journalistic institutions like Fox News and CNN, where hey, we're gonna cater to the conservatives, we're gonna cater to the liberals, and it became less about facts and more about opinions, where the facts became secondary to the hot take. And then so in the 90s and the 2000s and in the mid 2000s, it just kind of explodes into just like this media throw up of look, we're gonna just talk about how we feel. We're going to talk about what we think should be, and we'll sprinkle in some facts to kind of like, I don't know, solidify it, whatever, kind of give it some kind of a credence. But journalism became less about facts and more about hot takes and political opinions. And that's what gets the big ratings. And now I think, how is that evolving? In 2025, I think that those opinions are better suited for individualists, non-traditional journalists such as yourself, such as Andy Signor, such as like, I don't know, pick your individual YouTube commenter, journalist, person of choice. Those are the people that are leading the way in terms of news media. And that's just how people consume stuff. They look for echo chambers. They don't look for facts as much as they look for a fact as a mechanism to spout off their hot take, to get in their points about whatever it is that they want to debate at the Thanksgiving table with family. And that's where journalism has devolved. So where in the 50s and 60s and 70s, it was like this really professional pursuit of facts and trying to keep opinion out of it, it has devolved into there's a left and there's a right. There's red and blue. There's conservative and liberal. And there's very few channels for, anybody else. And you're either on one side or the other. And everybody that has a take or talks about media or news, they're coming at it with some kind of liberal viewpoint or conservative viewpoint or whatever it is. And they're catering to an audience that wants to hear their viewpoints echo chambered. And so what you're hearing in terms of media right now has nothing to do with factual output. And I've learned that pretty much firsthand. And just the case that I just litigated, there's literal wars going on behind the scenes about people wanting to like bring the hot tea or whatever, or bring the new information or whatever their opinion is. And they have some new thing that they want to come out with. And they're trying to legitimize their platform with some unforeseen, I hate that, by the way, in 2025, I've really come to hate that term. Oh, I got the new tea or whatever. I hate when people say that. But that's really what it's about. That's what journalism has become. It's about, let me find this mundane detail that nobody gives a shit about that it's probably not even accurate, and propound it as if I have like the inside scoop. And you should come listen to my channel because you're going to come and learn about new facts that nobody else is talking about. Not mainstream media, not this other channel, not whatever, just me. And as a result, the level of journalism that has risen to the top is not the journalism that your grandparents grew up with. It's not the journalism that my parents grew up with. Right. It is this new form of journalism that is not rooted in fact. It's not rooted in reality. It's something else entirely. And where we're going with that, I don't know. I should get off my soapbox and stop my rant.
No, that was interesting. That was interesting.
Yeah, you're good. No worries.
All right. We ready for the next one?
We're ready for the next one. I don't even know what we're talking about, but I went on a rant. My wife was looking at me funny. She's like, what was that about?
No, that was exactly my point with this. What were you saying, Lauren?
I don't know if you guys are like in Eastern time, but Eastern time, midnight is an hour and a half from now. So I'm thinking if I go over to my mom's, I just texted her and I was like, we can come back on if they're still going and you guys could join us. So like my parents will pop in, but I don't know if you're going to be on for that much longer. So
Lauren, if you're about to leave, tell your parents and your sister. I don't know why I just said I saw your sister.
My sister left us to go to the Stranger Things premiere or something.
Tell your whole family that I said hello and Happy New Year.
I will. I mean, I will probably go in like 10, 15 minutes, but.
All right. Tell your mom that I have refrained from cursing on this show strictly because I know that she's watching.
Well, that's a mistake because I do it in front of her all the time in her own home. So I think that if you guys aren't still going, my parents will probably still pop in on YouTube or something when we're going on midnight. Cause it's just going to be the three of us. So they had like a little party thing going on. I was like, I'm not ready to be around that many people right now because it's not the weekend. So I was like, I'll come over when people leave. So yeah.
Hey.
Hi. I didn't
Yo, what's up?
Message earlier.
Hey, what were you saying about Ryan owning what there was something in your message. What was that?
Yeah, so basically today we saw this on my stream. Because it's my first day with a StreamYard subscription, and I got a message saying that starting tomorrow that Bending Spoons Inc. is taking over. Let me see exactly what it said. It said the company that previously provided the service, StreamYard, has been merged into its parent entity, Bending Spoons Inc., and that the service is now being provided by Bending Spoons Inc., which I was like, what is that? And the chat was joking, like, it's probably Ryan Reynolds. Then we looked it up, and it turns out he's a huge investor in this company.
And they're going to own.
I guess our services are being taken over. Like it is the parent company, but the services were before provided by StreamYard, and I guess now this Bending Spoons is providing it. And something we looked up is like kind of they had a funny nickname for it that Christina had found. They called them like the vultures or something. Like they basically, you know, I want to just say they kind of like maximize profits with these different apps and whatnot that they take over.
Whoa. So it's just StreamYard, not actual YouTube?
Yeah, just StreamYard.
Okay, we're gonna have to find another streaming service then, I guess.
I know.
Yeah, and I paid for it.
Me too.
Oh, that stinks.
I have never been introduced to Don't F.
Oh,
with
Don't F
Justice.
with Justice.
Hi,
Well-
nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, young lady.
Yeah, she does great videos on YouTube as well. You just reached your
I've
1,000,
seen
right?
her on your show a couple of times, or you on her show. I don't remember where, but I definitely know the name. I've never
Yeah, no,
had been live
Yeah,
on anything. with you.
I think you were on the. Were you on the New Year's Live for Citizen Journalist?
Yeah, the
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that thing.
Yeah,
When I was like emailing,
that
hey,
thing.
I'm like nervous to say
Brady
anything.
Bunch
I don't know
episode we
anybody on the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, there was like 10 different people on that stream. I remember. Was she on that one?
Yep.
yes, I was on that one, and yeah, it was really funny. You know, I did hit my 1,000 yesterday. Thanks to a troll. I had this troll that was relentless in posting on my videos, and I did a clap back, and that's basically what did it. Our village idiot lifted me up, and it was
I
amazing.
love to see it.
So you're
I love to
officially
see it.
monetized now?
Yeah, thanks
I
to
get-
the
yeah.
troll.
Sweet.
I am,
Just
but I
wait
am
for the
monetized.
yeah,
But the
after
problem
your
was is that I was using like the StreamYard, like the free version, and I had ran out of hours. So in order to do that clapback, I had to pay the subscription fee to make the
No.
clapback video. And but yeah, no, now I'm monetized. So
No.
that was exciting.
Oh, well, congratulations.
Thank you.
All right.
Oh yeah. Hey, you're just gonna just pay for the full thing. Don't go for the. My wife does that. She won't even buy the YouTube Premium. She still doesn't. It's like,
What?
hey, how much does a YouTube Premium cost? Like $3 a year? Or
No,
$3 a
it's
month or something?
Oh,
it's
it's
like
way more than
14
that.
a
But
month
like,
or something. Yeah,
it's not that. It's not that bad. If you watch a lot of YouTube, it's not a bad deal.
I mean, I've been a subscriber to YouTube Premium for like 5 years.
Well,
I
I
don't
listen
know.
I listen to like some meditation stuff to go to sleep and stuff like that. And so ad
so you
free
don't
is
want
definitely the way to go. Yeah. You don't want
Yeah.
like ads in the middle of that when you're trying to fall
Right.
asleep. It's
right.
like take a deep breath. You're building a sandcastle.
And then
Here,
there's
build
then there's
lightning
Ryan
VPN.
and
You know what I mean? Like
I listen to like Carl Sagan reruns. I've been on this whole like fourth dimension, like physical reality kick. Scientist Carl Sagan is like lecturing to me.
Mhm.
So I'm with it.
All right, everybody get your ears prepped. I'm going to play number
I
4.
don't think it's $3 anymore. I beg to
Ready?
differ, Aunt Clara.
It's really lengthy.
That is such a dramatic transition.
oh no. Not the subpoena.
The Costco bulk buy one get 106 free.
That's always gonna be that's always gonna be my number one. I was the first person to get that stupid ass subpoena. And then like everybody's like, Lauren, it's a phishing scam. And I was like, no, you don't understand. This chick is actually this crazy. She's actually doing
Oh, this the YouTube creator subpoena.
yeah, I was in LA and I remember because I was in my hotel and nobody else had gotten this yet.
Could I
So I
just
was
say
the
that
first
I'm
one to
jealous
get it.
of both you and Cassidy because I didn't get a subpoena.
Don't be jealous. So like I
Oh,
tell
what
people
is that
I'm
mean?
like I had so many
What's that about?
friends like
I have mine.
No, so many friends who were content creators who were like, I'm jealous. I wish I had this or that. Because, like, honestly, yes,
Oh, thanks,
it does
Bruce.
draw attention to you. But, like, at the same time, it's like, it's a lot of stress that you don't necessarily want. And me being somebody who has, like, very high social anxiety already, I was kind of like, okay, this is not great for me because I'm already kind of, like, dealing with being on the internet and stuff like that. It was just a lot of stress that I didn't need.
It was awful.
I don't
Such
process
a big-
things as well as other people, so it was very hard on me. But this, I remember getting it, and everybody trying to convince me like that online, at least, not everyone that I know, but everyone online trying to say it's a phishing scam. And I was like, you don't understand. Like, this could be a real thing. Like, this lady's actually this crazy. And then I was texting Omar and Rachel because I was in LA when I got this. I was in a hotel in LA. And so I texted them and I was like, dude, Blake Lively just subpoenaed me. I was like, what the fuck is happening? It was the craziest thing ever.
It still like flashes through my mind. And Ryan's name was on it as well.
Yeah, because they didn't bother to like
like
do a new
Deadpool
one.
subpoenaed me. That will be forever the weirdest thing that happened to me in my life.
Yeah.
Andy's the only one still dealing with this.
Subpoena.
I feel so bad for him.
Yeah, and Andy's is like they dropped his Google subpoena. So this subpoena to Andy was dropped. So they kept the one to him individually, but they dropped the Google one.
Well, they had to drop this one because there was nothing legally sound.
Literally nothing at all. It was literally
Nothing.
just to bother.
I mean,
people
look at the thing. It looks like they dropped it in a muddy puddle. First of all, was it Bruce or no? Not Bruce. It was Oh, I can't think of his name for a second. For some reason, Ricardo. Was it Ricardo or was it Bruce? Said it looked like it went through it. What did he call it? A mimeo machine or something?
I'm not sure. Yeah.
But it's like they time traveled to get this because nothing looks this bad anymore. But yeah, nothing legally sound about this. There was no way it was ever going to stand up. And this is one of the reasons that I will not let up on Judge Lyman, because this subpoena came out of his court. And he could have like completely quashed this, but he let her take the sucker way out and just withdraw it because she knew that she couldn't fight for this.
Mm-hmm.
And he let it keep going and because it started off with 16 of us and then it just spread from there. But
to 107?
To 107. Thank goodness you talked about yours, Lauren, because I would have never, I don't check that email. I would have never known.
We got different answers from Google. So Ashley, Brianna Eve, who does like the PR type of stuff, she got it as well. Andy got it as well. And there was some other, I know Without a Crystal Ball got it and some other people got it. And we were all talking in different group chats. Shasti Flaw got it. And we were all talking and basically we got different answers from Google support. So like they told either Andy or Ashley, they said it wasn't real. They were like, this is not real. This is a phishing scam. And then to the other one of them, they said, this is a real thing. So it was like very confusing.
It was confusing. And then Google didn't send me mine. It took 3 times of asking them to send me mine. It was ridiculous.
I got mine, I think it was the next day, but it was like, I was too scared to open it because I was like, I think this might be like malware, you know what I mean? Or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
That might not be the right word for that kind of scam, but you know what I mean. I was like, I'm too afraid of it. And so like I sent it to Andy's tech guy who went through it and made sure there were no viruses or anything attached or anything nefarious. And then I finally, I forwarded it to Elsie, who was like, I'll open it. So, I don't know if she actually did or not before I did, but
she didn't get one.
There was a lot going on there. A lot. And like the most confusing part of it was that Ezra Hudson refused to confirm that she actually signed off on that.
Yes.
So,
yeah. And lied and said that she met with us and that she got everything she needed. She didn't need anything more from us. Oh, that made me so mad.
I mean, they did do meet and confers with some people's attorneys, but that was like Shasti's attorney. I think that Katie Joy had an attorney as well. And like nothing, obviously if you can afford an attorney, that's obviously the smart thing to do. But most of us were just kind of like, how the fuck are we going to pay for this? So we kind of took a chance on it first. And then we're like, we'll deal with it later if we have to pay legal fees. So they didn't meet and confer with anyone who wasn't yet paying for a very expensive lawyer. So it was pretty obviously, to me, meant to punish people who don't have the financial means to fight back against someone who has unlimited financial resources, unlimited media resources to wreak havoc on random commenters online. So,
Yeah.
And I have a question. Why was this not served in California like we saw with the Meta one? Like Stephanie Jones had to serve hers in.
Where it should have
Oh, yeah.
been.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be served
Mhm.
in it. You cannot serve a subpoena with beyond 100 miles of where you are. He does not have subpoena power anywhere past 100 miles from New York. That is federal law. That's why when they served Brian Friedman, it was California. That's why Perez was in Vegas. That's why Andy's in Florida. He does not have jurisdiction to subpoena Google or me or Lauren. We're all over 100 miles away from him. That was one of the things that I put in my motion to quash. It's one of the many reasons this subpoena is not legally sound. That's why they never fought it with any of us, because they knew that they could not.
Well, shame on Google's legal team then for even
Or
entertaining
even
this.
exactly. They should have just said, hey, you can't serve this on us. And instead of making us come up with these motions to quash, this whole thing was handled so badly. And the thing that makes me so mad is all of the precedents that get set by all of these decisions. This birth video, I understand that Natasha was probably like, I'm going to take one for the team. I'm going to do this for my husband, because if I don't, Blake will always say that he showed this to her. So I understand like her being willing to do that for her husband, to just like shut Blake up. But what I hate about it is that it now means that this can be done to anybody, because
Mhm.
all they have to do is go, oh, look, in this case, this judge said you have to show your birth video. It wasn't fought. It wasn't, and I hope like after the fact they do something. I don't know what they could do about it, but it drives me crazy. Some of the stuff that has happened in this case that will now be like, other people will say, oh, look, it happened here, so it's okay, we can do this.
Cassidy, I'm going to try to make you feel a little bit better.
Okay, thank you.
Just a little bit.
Okay.
So all of that. Number one, could you post Cosmic Mochi 22's comment where she says, Ezra is a meaty, moist towelette? And I hate that phrase. How did you miss that one? What the hell?
Where is it?
Scroll up, you'll find it. How did you not post that one on the screen?
I don't know. I think I was on my tangent. And if I look at the chat while I'm talking, I will lose my place and I will be lost forever.
Listen,
How far
I
back
want
is it?
you to imagine Ezra in an amorous moment with her husband.
No.
In an
I have
amorous
to
moment.
go. I'm not going to end my year on straight people porn. So
Especially not Ezra.
No, I want you to think of Ezra Lauren.
thank you. I think
Really moist. Whatever that.
When she's like in the crescendo of the amorous moment with whoever
No.
it is.
I simply don't think of women like that. I'm sorry. I just don't.
Like hell you don't.
I
It's
don't.
at 10. It's at 10:43. The timestamp.
Oh, thank
Oh,
you.
boy. Listen,
I'm
Ezra
really
is consumed with conflict. Ezra is consumed with.
I heard she's getting a divorce.
Yep.
Is she really?
Yes, I have
Yeah.
the documents.
Oh,
You
I'm sorry to
do?
hear that.
Yeah.
Don't F with justice is on the story.
She is.
I mean, I
Did
didn't
you
really
make a
care
video
about
about
it.
it? Or-
A
I
meaty,
didn't really
moist
care until
towelette.
now. She's over the top. She wants her a 10-minute break, and she wants her 9 minutes, and she wants
Her 9 minutes.
yeah.
Well, she got her 9 minutes for sure. She harassed a bunch of innocent YouTubers that were just trying to make some headway for their channel. Good for her.
That we're
She
just
asked Lauren
using her
Knighty for her bank
moment,
account
right?
number.
Yeah.
She tried to reveal the identity of Kassidy O'Connell.
To be fair, she also wanted our location data, credit cards, and etc.
To be fair,
yeah.
I intentionally text messaged Lauren Knighty little time bombs.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
like, hey, Ezra is a cunt, double middle fingers, double bird.
I believe those were
If
also.
Ezra gets subpoenaed, this is what she's gonna find.
Oh no! So if this judgment for Andy, the appeal doesn't go well, I know that there are text messages about Blake between me and Andy that are like, it's not anything that's illegal or any like
It's just
offense
stuff
to the
that's
court, but like
stupid.
it contains the keywords that Blake's team was asking for. So it says Blake lively, you know what I mean? So like I started texting him being like, Your Honor, Blake is a cunt. And like I'm not gonna apologize for that. So I was just like, dude, I know that these messages might be obtained to the public. I just want to let you know this is how I feel. I'm sorry, Your Honor, but Blake lively, the key word, is a cunt. I'm sorry.
Yep. Yeah, we didn't say nice things in a chat about our subpoenas.
Yeah.
Blake Lively is a cunt. Ezra is a moist towelette.
Now I want to add
Are
more.
kind of like useful and pleasant, so I don't know if I would really make that comparison, but like.
All right, I'm going to do number 3. Protect your ears.
Let's do it.
I'm going to skip some of this. Van Zandt. Where do we begin?
Well, I'll tell you where I have to end, which is unfortunately now.
Get over here.
Well, I'm going over to my mom's house. We're staying up until at least midnight, which is an hour and 10 minutes from now. So if you guys are still going in 20 minutes, I might pop back in. Otherwise, Happy New Year, everybody. And I'll see you later.
Thank you so much for joining.
Yeah. Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
My wife told me to thank Sir. Oh, bye, Lauren.
Oh, bye, Lauren.
Hi, Lauren.
My wife just told me to thank Stir Crazy for a super chat as they came in while I was away. Thank you so much for that.
Yeah, I'll put it up in a second. I'm looking for the picture for this this Van Zandt.
Oh, number 3 is Van Zandt. Oh, let me tell you about Van Zandt.
Yeah, go ahead and get started while I'm looking for the picture.
So Van Zandt was this very controversial litigation tactic whereby if you file a lawsuit in New York, it gives you subpoena powers. And so what happens if you file a bullshit lawsuit with not a single named defendant, with 10 doe defendants, that gives you the ability to subpoena folks for stuff that you might use in a subsequent or different lawsuit? Well, what we call that, what I have called that in the context of this case, is evidence laundering. So they subpoena this person through a bogus lawsuit and obtain information that they used to bring a different lawsuit in what happened to be the Lively case. That is the Van Zandt lawsuit. That is evidence laundering.
Yep.
A term that I coined very early on in this whole process. That is Kassidy's number 3, the Van Zandt lawsuit. Super cringe. It was very controversial amongst attorneys that were covering this case. I remember very famously Ask Two Lawyers were praising it as like this very shrewd
loophole, clever lawyering.
Yeah, clever lawyering. And I said it was kind of bullshit, clever, but fuck off. This was basically.
And then they started attacking me over this issue.
I remember you telling me about that. I do.
They did multiple episodes blasting me. It was ridiculous.
You know, I met those guys in person.
Did you?
Yeah.
Well, tell them they're mealy next time you see them.
I wouldn't say they were mealy. They were taller than me, which I wasn't expecting. It's like, oh, you guys are way taller than I thought you were going to be. I met them in like this public thing with Zach Peters in LA.
Oh, yeah.
And then we had talked about it. We had talked about the Van Zandt thing. We had talked about a lot of stuff. But after that, they just stopped covering the case. I don't know what happened to them.
I made a whole song called Evidence Laundering thanks to you. After I heard you say the word, I was like, that is what Van Zandt is. It is evidence laundering.
Evidence laundering is what it is.
Absolutely. So do you think, Omar, that Wayfair is going to do something about that at the end of this case or after this case in some way?
I mean, it doesn't really benefit them in terms of this case. If they were to do something about it, it's because they think there's going to be some monetary benefit. And whether or not they think that after all of this is over and done with, I don't know. I've kind of lost. I think that if they were going to do something with it, they would have done it already.
Done it.
Yeah.
You think that in the Jones versus Abel portion, because they did add charges for that. Not charges.
I mean,
causes
the
of action.
problem with it is you could ask for sanctions, you could ask for a lot of things, but if it's all within the confines of law, what's the realistic probability that you're going to accumulate or garner some kind of attorney fees or costs or sanctions? I don't know. I feel like if the time is kind of past from them to do anything with it realistically. And in terms of this lawsuit, I just think the Lively's case against Baldoni and the Wayfair parties is so weak that it almost doesn't matter. That it was an interesting intellectual discussion that we could talk about. Is it clever lawyering? Is it ethical to do something like that? That's a whole different discussion. Does it matter in terms of the merits of this case? I'm not so sure. I don't know.
If I was Jen Abel, I would want them to do something. I mean, I would want there to be a law.
I'm not going to close the door
way
on
she was so violated by that.
If I was Jen Abel, I would be pissed. I would bring probably a civil lawsuit against her. If I was Jen Abel, I would hire a separate law firm. If the Wayfair parties attorneys weren't going to do anything about it, I would hire a separate law firm to bring a civil lawsuit against the perpetrators, because I would have felt violated 100%. And I think there's probably a settlement in tow for that. But that's probably coming at a time after this litigation. I just don't think the Wayfair parties are going to do anything with it.
Yeah.
But does she have something to complain about? 100% she does.
Thank you. Thank you for your input on that.
Well, you're welcome. How about that? By the way, I feel like my wife is roofing me. What is in this wine?
You just destroyed my Roman Empire. Van Zandt was like I was like, I need to see something happen with Van Zandt.
I do too.
Well,
but I feel like if it comes, it's not going to come with this lawsuit because it's this judge. I would if I were Jen Abel, I would say, please don't bring this in front of this judge, because he's going to ruin it.
I don't think that Lively's attorneys are going to be punished within the confines of this lawsuit for the Van Zandt stuff. I think if anything comes from it that's punitive in nature, it's going to be in a separate lawsuit that Jen Abel brings after the fact. I think it's really interesting that she hasn't brought a motion already on her own accord as a party to this case for the Van Zandt stuff.
Well,
so
she did add some causes of action. And of course, Lyman went through and deleted most of them. And then she didn't fight. And he was wrong. He was absolutely dead wrong in some of the things. And I had done days worth of research, but there was so much happening in the case that by the time I got it all researched, so many things had moved. That's happened to me so many times that I've spent 3 or 4 days researching something and prepping a video. And then so much has happened that I have to move on and just discard it. But that was one of them, was me fighting him back for those decisions. I found a bunch of cases. There was some Supreme Court stuff that he just absolutely ignored in discarding her motions to dismiss. And it just makes me so angry. But I have a feeling
about Judge Lyman. Judge Lyman, I disagree with him about the law. I disagree with him mostly about the 12B6 decision. Because look, whatever you want to say about the sanction stuff, about the ancillary litigation, the merits of the motion to dismiss, the 12B6 stuff, 100% he handled that wrong.
Absolutely.
He got the law wrong on that. Yep. And I'm not the only lawyer to say that. Rachel Juarez and myself were on my show talking about how it's kind of weird that he's making arguments on Lively's behalf.
Yes.
In a 12B6 motion. What is he doing? This is supposed to be based on the pleadings only.
He's her third law firm, basically.
Yep.
He does all the lawyering for her lawyers.
But short of that, I mean, I just don't give a shit enough about like the sanctions motions, about the extension. I just don't care, because what I see as a litigator is him trying to protect the appellate record, which is to protect this case should it be decided on its merits from being subject to some kind of appellate issue on review. And so I just don't care about, these little side victories that Lively's attorneys are getting. They just don't matter in terms of the underlying litigation. What I did care about was the 12b6, because he flat out got the law wrong
Mm-hmm.
with his decision to dismiss Baldoni's lawsuit.
Did you read the ones that dismissed several of Jen Abel's causes of action? He did the same thing.
Yeah, no, look, his interpretation of federal law,
It's crazy.
just say it, they do not mesh with mine.
No.
Now, he's a federal judge and I'm not, so it doesn't matter what my interpretation of
Right.
federal law is.
Right.
But as an attorney that has to interpret federal law, I don't understand the reasoning behind some of his decisions.
Mhm.
Is as nice as I'll put it.
You know what he'd said in one of them on Jen Abel's thing? I think it was Jen Abel's. It's been, I can't remember, but he said he actually quoted binding authority from the U.S. Supreme Court and said, here in the SDNY, we see it like this, and quoted just a case from the Southern District of New York, the lowest level federal court. And he like blatantly said, I'm going to ignore this binding authority because here in New York, this is what we do.
Yeah.
I could not believe my eyes when I read that.
I know what you're talking about, and that speaks to a judge that has a bias towards a specific angle.
There's no other explanation.
Yeah, but him blatantly ignoring binding authority has by itself opened himself up to appellate review.
Exactly.
So if this goes poorly for Baldoni, then sure, he's going to have to answer for that.
He will. And then, go ahead.
No, I'm done.
And then I looked up appellate. There was appellate authority as well, binding authority against him. And it isn't how they always do it in the Southern District of New York. I found other cases from other judges in his district that did not agree with what he said. It is not how we do it here. Other judges did pay attention to the binding authority of both the appellate court and the Supreme Court. So it was just how he wanted to do it for this particular case.
In law school, I mean, I don't know. Like there are federal judges, U.S. Supreme Court justices, and there's this huge discussion that takes place about over the interpretation of law. Do we go by the letter of the law? Do we go by federal precedent? Do we go by the intention of the parties? I don't know. I feel like much of Lyman's opinions have been based on his own personal experiences and on his own personal biases. I think that if they were to have appealed the 12b6, that they gave a shit about that, I think that Lyman was in real danger of having his decisions overturned. Yeah. I don't think that he abides by the letter of majority precedent when it comes to federal law. I don't even think that he really even understands Second Circuit precedent when it comes to federal law and the way that they interpret some of these decisions. And so people are right to question his interpretation of federal law. People are right to question whether or not his decisions make sense, because 100% Judge Lyman is not a perfect federal judge. His judicial opinions are subject to appellate review. 100%. Is there federal meat on the bone for appellate review for some of the stuff that he's done? 100% there is. The question becomes whether or not the Wayfarer parties think it's worth the attempt to try to bring some of this stuff up for appellate review. And if this ends up going poorly, if they end up trying this case on the merits, I think that 100% maybe they make this an appellate issue. I just think that their case against Lively is so strong that they just don't give a shit about some of these lower level opinions. And they're just kind of letting it ride because it saves money for one. And for two, it might not ultimately matter in the grand scheme of things in their universe, which is Lively versus Baldoni. That's what I think is going on. But do I think that Lyman is a perfect judge? No. I think that his opinions are 100% subject to scrutiny, and people are right to question some of the decisions that he's made. And that's as far as I'm going to take it for now.
Yeah, well, just like this whole third party, he's going to protect the third parties. No, only if they're celebrities, only if they're on Blake's side. He didn't protect the rest of us content creators. We're third parties. How many people got doxxed? Then this person was sick, and he didn't protect her being sick. Like, he put that in his own thing. I mean, he does not protect third parties unless they're famous. If
And
you're Taylor
Fritz-
Swift, he'll jump up sua sponte and do something for you. But if you're just Joe Schmo or Kassidy O'Connell, forget it. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, and because Fritz had specifically even asked to make sure to redact her medical condition, and then in his order, he just unredacted the whole thing. He highlighted it exactly.
Yeah. Mr. Oh yeah, I care about the third parties. Jenny Slate's stuff is still marked as confidential. Why?
I thought it'd be a fun game to like put up a document and have someone guess if it's Epstein or if it's Lively's case. Like which one? Because they're
all
both
the
so bad.
redactions.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna bring 2 up. So
Do it.
protect your ears. I'm gonna shorten it too because I didn't realize how long they were getting. Okay. That one had me crying. I did. I cried for her. I was so upset.
I remember that one.
I'm looking for the picture real quick. What was your take on that?
On Jen Abel's having to,
Natasha
Jamie
Heath.
Heath having to hand over his afterbirth videos that were never shown to Lively because his attorneys failed to object. I have a lot of different opinions. What's the correct legal decision here? What's that, Bruce? Weaponizing this lady?
Oh, sorry.
Weapon-
I'm really bad at this.
Weaponizing this lady's actual pregnancy is like Laura Owens weaponizing the concept. Laura Owens doesn't belong in this discussion. She's not important enough.
Let me ask you this, Omar. What would you do if a judge demanded your wife's pregnant?
I would have vehemently objected. I would have demanded a description of the thing that she thought that Blake Lively saw. And if it didn't adhere to what her description of what she thought she saw, I wouldn't feel obligated to view it. And I would have demanded to let the judge review in camera whatever birthing video existed so that I didn't have to supply it to anybody. And I would have said that, look, my intent at trial is going to be to impeach Blake Lively's version of what she saw in the video. If she thinks there was something pornographic in it, then she should be able to describe it.
Exactly.
Tell me what the people were doing. Tell me, how long it was. Tell me specifically what there was. And if it doesn't adhere to that description, then I intend to use that as impeachment evidence in a trial on the merits. And therefore, I should not be compelled to have to give her anything because it's going to necessarily prejudice my case against Lively and my ability to impeach her on this specific issue. And that honestly should have ruled the day in denying a motion to compel video that she never saw, that Jamie Heath never intended for the public to get out, of him producing anything for Lively. That would have honestly been the correct move. What
Mhm.
what the attorneys actually did was not that. They just didn't object,
Mhm.
which
Yeah,
had
'cause I
me
couldn't
feeling a certain
believe
kind of
it.
a way and criticizing them. But the move would have been like, look, I intend to use this birth video as impeachment evidence because if she's going to call it pornographic, I reserve my Sixth Amendment right to
Mhm.
confront her on the witness stand and
So
ask
many
her
ways.
specifically what she saw and what specifically was pornographic about what she saw, and then to
Mhm.
be able to confront her with the actual video evidence and show the jury what it was that was actually shown to her so that the jury can decide for themselves whether or not it was pornographic in nature,
Mhm.
and
Yep.
let the jury decide and let them lend to her credibility whether or not she was credible or not as a witness.
Right.
And that would have been my trial strategy, and it would have had to by virtue of the Sixth Amendment of the United States Constitution. It would
Mhm.
have been the judge would have been forced to deny their motion to compel,
Mhm.
but they didn't do that.
Nope.
They didn't object at all. And
Nope.
so I can't even really be all that upset about Judge Lyman's decision. I'm more upset about the way that Heath's attorneys handled the situation.
Yeah. I was upset too because like I said, now judges will be I mean, what can they demand of women now? You know, maybe she was okay with it, but no, the next woman might not be. And now it's on record that it went unopposed, and I wouldn't even have said the judge can watch this. I would, you know how in hospitals they have nurses that are set up there. They do like
Yeah,
research for legal cases, medical malpractice. I would have insisted. So a woman, a nurse like that,
yeah.
watch it.
And
So I
that's
would have,
completely
like you
fair.
said, the same as you said, Blake has to very specifically describe what she saw and
Yeah,
then have this court appointed nurse watch it and
sure.
say whether or not that existed anyway. And obviously it didn't because she watched it, Blake herself obviously, and found nothing. Because
Yeah.
then the next discussion about it, she was talking about all of a sudden too, this was brand new, like you never said this before. So you can't say it now, but she's like Jamie appearing nude, straddling his wife in the bathtub. Lady, that woman just
Show me
gave
that in the
birth.
video. Yeah. Um,
He's not straddling her in some kind of sexual way, you sicko.
yeah.
And she knows it because she says seemingly nude.
Yeah, because she knew he
Seemingly, but
wasn't.
she's in like the bath water or whatever. I'm assuming that she wasn't fully like on display, like she's on the gurney
No,
or
it
something.
was an underwater birth. There was
Yeah.
no legs spread eagle. Omar, you driving the chat crazy because you keep saying
Afterbirth? Well,
afterbirth.
what's the correct term? Is it not
Well,
afterbirth?
post-birth, afterbirth is like the same thing as a placenta. So I
Okay,
think
so then the pre-birth, is that the correct term?
just say post-birth.
Okay,
Po
how is post-birth different from afterbirth?
It's technically correct. It's just afterbirth also means the placenta. It's also colloquially called it's like you're saying placenta to everybody.
Okay, fine. The post-birth then. How about that?
Every time you say it. Yeah, and the only reason I think that that happened, I think Natasha said, "For my husband, I wanna do this because if I don't, he will forever be accused." Blake will always say, "Well, I didn't get a chance to see it, but it was there."
Blake Lively could kiss
So
my ass. Tell me what is it you saw?
hey, Lauren,
I think
we're
she
on
needs to
number
get her
2.
head examined if she thinks that childbirth is corn. I mean, it's just, it's
Yeah.
so, there's no jury who's going to take this seriously.
No,
Well, yeah,
it's
I really
ridiculous.
feel like the move was, and Cassidy's right. You know, maybe the judge doesn't see it. Maybe you get a nurse to view the video or whatever, and that they would have to appoint like an expert nurse to
Mhm.
determine whether or not this was like a birthing video or was it pornography. And then I guess the argument might be, do we also need a pornography expert along with a medical expert to decipher between the two? Because these issues have actually been litigated at the Supreme Court level. And so, but I think the move is, my intent is to use the birthing video as impeachment evidence.
Yeah.
That way, Blake Lively can testify as to what it is that she saw. And then we can play for the jury you know, the entirety of the video that she claims that she saw, and it's either there or it isn't. Because if that's it, then, you know, you're not going to be able to prevent the jury from seeing the video if you're going to use it as impeachment, because they have to decide
Right.
whether or not Blake Lively's description of what she saw meshes with what they saw. And in the eyes of the jury, it's either going to be medical in nature or it's going to be pornographic in nature, and they're going to have to decide. And then they're going to, based on Blake Lively's description, determine whether or not she's a credible witness or not with respect to that issue. And so, I don't know, but compelling, like
a non-party,
an
unrepresented non-party.
Yes, 100%. I 100%.
What made him
get
think
the
he had
outrage.
the power to do that? Like,
I just don't think that they made the correct argument. Like, is
no.
100%. This is the correct argument. The Sixth Amendment compels me against producing this video because it suppresses my client's right to confront the witness.
Yep.
My intent is to use this as impeachment evidence at trial on the merits. Therefore,
That's
compelling
brilliant.
me to produce this video is in violation of the United States Constitution, Sixth Amendment right to confront witnesses. So kiss my ass. I'm not giving them shit.
How about
They
that?
can tell me what they think they saw. And I think that Judge Lyman would have had to respect that legal argument.
Yep.
And what I read in Lyman's opinion was I feel like he was upset that the attorneys did not make that argument because it kind of forced his hand because of their failure to object. And whether or not you believe that there was like an objection or whatever, that was beside the point, but he didn't think he had an objection. Therefore, he had to just kind of let it go.
Well, because
And
the
therefore,
original
he didn't have
ask
to
was
make the decision whether or not it was like legally permissible because it was
But-
unopposed.
But here's my question. On what
Yeah.
legal ground does this man, Lewis, have to ask a non-party to provide her nudity with no subpoena and no representation?
Because in federal law, if they ask for it in discovery and it's not objected to, then you waive your objection. And therefore, it's taken as if the other
But
party
she
agrees
had
to it.
she wasn't subpoenaed. That's her. That's
But it was
hers.
but it was an issue on the motion to compel. They specifically asked for it in their motion to compel.
But if it was him and his, that's different.
Yeah.
This is a non-related person.
And that would have been a proper objection. That would have been one of many objections that would have worked. The problem is that it was not objected to. And so Judge Lyman had to accept it as if it was waived, as if
'cause
they kind of consented to it.
originally they had only asked, it was only for the video that he showed her, which was only the video on his phone. Then after the deposition, when they asked if there was other footage, he said, yeah, we have some on a thumb drive that we keep on a thumb drive so it doesn't get in the wrong hands, but that wasn't on my phone. And so that's what they did the motion to compel for.
And by the way, the
Yes.
correct answer at deposition would have been like, there may or may not be additional footage. I showed her what I showed her, and she could either identify it or not. And I don't feel like I need to tell you whether or not other video exists. Why don't you just assume that it does?
That's why
But
I
I'm
think
just saying that's why they
I
couldn't
think
object initially, because it was in the first for the first part of the discovery for it, because they just thought it was the one for his phone.
right.
Yeah. I'm 100%
Yeah, he
upset.
misunderstood. Yeah, he misunderstood, and that whole order was a mess.
Yeah.
It was a mess. And maybe the attorneys did misunderstand, but they still should have they should have objected. Even if they thought they didn't have to. They should have preserved their objections, because the result was, if Judge Lyman interpreted it as if there was no objection because there was no response, then this would have been the inevitable result.
Yeah.
So they
Yeah,
assumed. They made
yeah.
assumptions,
So many
and they were
things
wrong
they-
in their assumptions.
Yeah.
It was a failure of counsel. It was not a failure of law. And you know that Judge Lyman is interpreting things a certain way. So why
But he
not preserve the
He
record by objecting?
twisted that order so badly to make it fit, and he didn't put up a single authority for his decision.
Yep.
Not one.
Yeah.
That was the worst order I have ever seen.
I can't disagree with Kassidy on that, because I saw the order and she's right. There wasn't any authority to support.
None.
Yeah. other
No,
than
no
Testament.
legal reason, nothing. Just you have to do this.
Yeah.
And that's when she
so-
changed his name from Judge Lyman to president of
Lewis.
Blake Lively's fan club.
Yes, that's right. I sure did, man. That one had me so hot. I was so mad. And I
Oh, me
cry when
too.
I'm mad. That one was, yeah. That would be number 1, but I have a different number 1.
I'm curious about
So
what number 1 is now.
Me
prepare
too.
your ears.
Yeah.
All right. Kid Pool. That one gets me. That one gets me. I don't know if you've been following it, Omar. A lot of us have been talking about it lately because it was actually it came up on a live that I did a couple nights ago. And one of the subs made Lori, she made a beautiful statement about it. And she's like, him forcing, did you hear the story of what he had his daughter say and the situation behind it?
No,
You're
but
a
I saw
dad of
that
little
comment
girls.
post that you made, and I didn't know what it was in reference to.
Oh, okay. So this is his 7-year-old daughter. Okay. And he has her say, and if you, I don't know if you know Elsie, but Elsie did a video about what the actual script said. The script had this 7-year-old little girl saying to her father, if I want to hear what you have to say, I'll take my blankety blank out of your mouth. Okay.
He said that to his kid?
Yes, he wanted his 7-year-old daughter to say that to him in the movie. And she's like, she didn't want to do it. It made her uncomfortable. Tell me what 7-year-old little girl should even know anything about any of that. Okay. She
I
didn't
mean,
want
I
to do
can't
it.
even. I have a 6-year-old,
Right.
and she doesn't
Do
even
you
know what that is.
exactly? And she shouldn't.
Right.
And the last thing you need is your dad being the one to tell you that stuff when you're 7 years old in such a perverse way. Okay. So she's like, I don't want to do it, daddy. And so he's like, okay, I'll get another little girl to do it. Well, what does that do? You know, you're a dad. What's that going to do to your daughter? It's going to break
And
her
also
heart.
she said it was, let me just get it because it was the when I want your opinion, I'll take Wolverine's blank out of your mouth.
Yeah.
So it wasn't even just it was anyone's, it was Wolverine's, who is
Her
Hugh
uncle,
her
supposedly.
uncle.
Yeah.
I don't
So
know,
it
man.
started,
My dad,
with that line of that it was going to be her saying that to her father. And then it got changed to what's in the movie, which is her saying this, you know, if I want to hear what you have to say, or if I want your opinion, I'll take Wolverine's out of your mouth. So this is her dad, the guy she calls uncle. And then there's Sean Levy, the director. He's there and he's cracking up about it when they're talking about it. Like, it's just so funny because Ryan's saying, oh, yeah, I'm dad of the year for making her say this. But to give her credit, she didn't want to say it. And that's when he tells the story. And they're all laughing about this. And Sean Levy goes, to discredit us, we made her say it like 70 to 500 times. So they make this little girl. First of all, she didn't want to do it. So he manipulates her into doing it. And then they make her say it hundreds of times, different versions of that remark. I thought it was like AI or something like that, but no, it was his 7-year-old daughter. And this is her introduction to that at 7 years old. This filth.
And that if she wouldn't do it, he would find someone else to do it.
Yeah.
Tell you what.
And so that comment, oh, go ahead, Lori. Or I'm not, you're not Lori. Go ahead, Omar. Lori, I wanted to remember her name because she's the one who commented it. Go ahead.
Well, there's nobody who's going to talk to my daughter like that. And like, I just couldn't imagine. Well, number one, there's no chance that I would ever force my daughters to say anything like that or like this subject matter. It's just completely out of bounds. Like,
Yeah.
it just, but some
Child
other guy
abuse.
saying that to my daughter, like, there's no chance that I would like not end up like the police would be called.
Exactly.
Like something would happen. Something
Yeah.
unsavory
As
would
it
happen.
should.
and it wouldn't happen. It wouldn't involve my daughter.
It's disgusting.
I,
So
I don't understand the
Nope.
context. I guess it was what a movie role.
Yeah, she was in
Hang
the
something out
movie.
of- yeah, there's
She was in
no.
Yeah.
My wife is sitting right here. She would not. If I said something to that like my daughter, I would get stabbed
Yeah, as you should.
in the kidney or somewhere else.
It's the only thing in
There's
this
no
case
fucking
that
chance
is
that
worth
would
a
ever happen.
CRD. She has a valid CRD complaint, you know?
Yeah, this is sexual harassment. This is child abuse. This is despicable. And it happened to a 7-year-old, and there was where's the intimacy coordinator? Where's somebody protecting this little girl? Okay, so
Yeah.
her dad he writes the script, makes her say it about her uncle, who, if he cared about her, would be like, Ryan, this is going too far. We shouldn't do this. I don't want your daughter to
She a
say this about me.
7-year-old?
Shit.
I don't want your
Yeah.
daughter to say this about me. Okay, this isn't right. But he didn't say a word. Sean Levy, sitting there, the director, knows Ryan, knows his family, knows this little girl. He should have said, no, this is going too far. Then there's all of Disney where this movie was made and aired. It's on the Disney Channel as we speak, with everybody hearing this. Nobody stood up for this little girl. Not her mother, who was there, who is over here filing CRD complaints and lawsuits because somebody said she smelled good,
Yeah,
and
no.
she's given speeches at the Times 100 most influential people talking about how we have to tell our daughters how unsafe they are. And I'm the voice of women. Where were you, Blake Lively, when this was happening to your daughter?
I don't know. Nobody's talking to my daughter like
Laughing?
that. If this happened,
Laughing?
like, I'll tell you what. If my wife were to have witnessed this, and I was not there, I guarantee you that as soon as I got home, I would hear all about it, and she would demand that I do something about it.
Absolutely.
Whatever that is, I don't think it would matter. I'd just have to do something.
And the little girl would hope that, like, an adult in her life would do something. But what do? Instead, they do this public interview where they make fun of the situation
Laugh
and
about it.
laugh about it and just add to the trauma, in my opinion.
Yeah,
I agree.
I can't even.
And that's what her comment was. It was like, this is what you've taught her now, that when it comes to Hollywood, because no doubt these kids will all end up in Hollywood. This is what you have to do. If the director wants you to do something that makes you uncomfortable, that violates your rights, you just got to suck it up and do it, or you're going to be replaced. Like, this is the lesson that you've taught not only her, but anyone watching. And then I saw this video. Go ahead.
The thing about little girls is, look, they have their whole life about people to say shitty things to them in that context.
Mhm.
It doesn't need to start at 7 years old, and it doesn't need to be acquiesced to by their dad.
Yeah, he wrote this.
That makes it so much worse. I
Mhm.
don't get it.
Nope.
I don't know.
It's disgusting.
That's the only word for it, isn't it? It's disgusting and appalling.
And this is what was happening because they were filming. Blake was filming It Ends With Us, and Ryan was filming Deadpool and Wolverine at the same time. So Blake's all lying about what supposedly happened to her, concerned about herself, and meanwhile letting this happen with her daughter. And
And
everybody
where's all
just
these amicus brief writers that were all,
Exactly.
protect women, and they're quiet now on the,
Do you know how many people
Where are the go ahead.
approach me about, hey, help me with my amicus brief because I feel so strongly about this issue? Yeah, they're all gone. All of them. It was a thing like 3 months ago. Now nothing.
Yeah.
Make of that what you will.
Yeah. Yeah, nobody said a word. And how many people watched this movie? How many people? This movie grossed over $1.3 billion. How many people around this world watched this movie? And why did nobody have anything to say about this?
I've never seen it.
It just seems like Ryan, he addresses these things, like he says them, but then he tries to always laugh about it and make it a joke so that you don't see how really
Yeah.
dark it is. I
He
mean,
has been showing us who he is for all these years, but like you said, he laughs about it, and so it's always been like, oh, he's so funny. But all of these videos that have come out, Like, the guy can't give an interview without mentioning his genitalia. Not one.
What?
Like,
What are you
every time he
talking
finds a
about?
reason to speak about something he shouldn't be speaking about. It's
Reynolds?
disgusting. Yes. And everybody's thought, "Oh, he's so funny all this time." But
I
all
think
these
he's kind of a
videos come out
dork,
and
if
he
you
is
ask
a
my
dork,
personal opinion. I guess
but
it doesn't really matter, but I think he's kind of a dork. He's always
yep,
kind of been.
yeah. And, so that's why that is my absolute number 1 because it's just so vile and so wrong and nobody cares. We how many all these people supporting Blake and when this came out several months back and we were all talking about it, all the people who support Blake, they had nothing to say about it.
Yeah.
They're like, "Oh, we support women. Oh, you're such misogynists. Oh, you're blah blah blah." But where were they when you're talking about an actual little child, 7 years old, who was forced to say this stuff?
I think it's a trend that the people that support Lively's position in this lawsuit, it's incongruous with reality. Whatever they
Yeah.
think about their protecting Blake Lively's rights or whatever, when it comes to actually throwing down and actually protecting the rights of women or young children, apparently, it's incongruous. It doesn't mesh. It doesn't jive with their world perspective, with their view of reality. And so therefore, you can't really take them seriously. And that's always been the problem with this case. It's been the
Mhm.
problem with Lively's position in this case. And it's been in pop culture reference, it's been the problem with why people have so turned on Lively. She still has her supporters, but I feel like her supporters have no ground in fact, or they're not rooted in any basis of logical morality where they could stand on and say that, look, I'm supporting this because of this, because it's the right thing to do. It seems
Mhm.
like the supporters of Lively have some kind of different agenda that does
Mhm.
not mesh with
That's
the
it.
protection of women.
That's it right there.
Exactly, and, it's funny because that troll that was, obsessed with my video the other day, I don't even think they watched the video because even though Lively's photo was on it, it was only about Meryl. It was just about the way she did her deposition and how she asked right 148 times.
Yes.
That's the only thing the video was about. I don't mention Baldoni, I don't mention Lively, and the troll was just obsessed with bringing up, like, "I'm a fangirl for Baldoni," and,
Mhm.
you don't
I
support
didn't even know
Lively.
who Oh, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying, like, what he's saying is right, is, like, they have a different agenda because
Yes.
clearly they didn't even watch the video, but they chose the wrong one where I don't even mention them.
Yeah. Yeah, so I mean, they're just to me, that seems like a paid person. I didn't even know who Justin was before this,
Me
and I
too.
I always make a big deal about saying Wayfarer, and as sorry as I feel for Justin, there are people in this case that I feel much sorrier for. For
Mhm.
example, Justin's wife,
Mm.
Jamie's wife, Jen Abel, and, it's not about I'm not a fangirl for Justin. I've never the show that he's known for, I never even watched a single episode.
Either have
I
I.
Yeah, I'm not into celebrities. Even as a teen, I wasn't the one who had posters on my wall. It just to me, this is just gross. There's just too many gross things that have happened to women and children, and it's it's so upsetting. It's things like this, the stuff that I listed today that draws me to this case, not Justin.
I don't know who any of these people. I didn't know who Blake Lively was. I knew.
I'd
Certainly
seen
didn't know
her
who
in Age of
Baldoni was.
Adeline. That's it. I mean, I
Wasn't
knew
Reynolds
Ryan
on
from The Proposal.
Wasn't he in like a Jurassic Park or something?
I don't think so. No, Scarlett Johansson, his ex-wife, was in the latest Jurassic Park, but
Well, I don't know then. I don't know who
no, he was
Reynolds.
in a lot of movies that lost millions.
I'm sure he was, but
His
I
his
didn't
ho
know
I did an
who.
episode about his Hollywood career. He's prolific, he's everywhere, but he was not a good money-making, actor at all. Most
I
of
only
his
see him
movies
in
that he made
commercials when I
lost
watch
money.
football games. That's the only place I know him from. Yeah, Sprint
Yep.
Mobile. What is it called?
Mint.
Mint
Yep,
Mobile. Yeah, that's where I know him from.
yep.
But apparently he's Man, that whole thing about his daughter just kind of rubs me the wrong way.
Isn't
I
it
have
awful?
a much lower opinion of him than I did previous to this show.
Yep. I'm gonna do I made a where is it? The complete for anyone who joined later and didn't see the early ones. Guys, protect your ears. I'm gonna put the complete list down through and then ask for any comments anybody has off of any of them. Okay, ready? It's gonna be loud. Redaction. Sanction. Daddy Lyman. Blake's version of events turned out not true. The basement. New York Times. Van Zandt. Natasha being forced to show her birth video, and Kid Pool, a 7-year-old child, being forced to say the sick thing that she said. Alrighty, so that's
I
my
love
top
it. You
3.
did such a good job. Like I was comparing them to Sesame Street characters today. Like just
What?
very very like it's a good complimentary to see this and after like because I was like calling Blake Lively is I called her like Big Bird, she's like Big
Yeah,
Bird,
Big
Blake
Bird.
Lively and Milk Jugs, and then I called Ryan Reynolds
Milk
Cookie
Jugs?
Monster,
What?
because you have milk
Milk-
and cookies and he's a monster in my opinion. So
Oh,
and then I made Judge Lyman into Oscar the Grouch in a trash can.
Oh, there you go.
He's a
That'll do.
garbage of a judge.
Judge.
So Milk Jugs came from, that song, My Milkshakes Bring All the Boys to the Yard?
Oh God!
So
don't
I
remind me.
started
2003?
I can't remember. I was making fun of Blake and I like said that part of the song, but I made a mistake and said my Milk Jugs. So now that's another one we have in the community. We've got
I guess
Mealy.
that would
We've
make
got
more sense than the milkshakes reference.
Yeah, exactly.
I
It
guess.
made more sense to me, so that's what came out. Thank you, JT. We saw Deadpool 3 at Comic-Con. We knew his daughter was playing Kid Pool. When we heard her say this, we thought it was an adult voice actor. No idea. Yeah, I think because my husband watched it and I was in the room when it happened. I did not like it at all. Cannot stand. It was just vile and just gratuitously disgusting. I was a little excited because Wolverine came back for it, but now I can't stand Hugh Jackman. But yeah, it was just everything was like extremely violent or extremely vile. Hey, Lauren, I don't see you backstage. If you want to come back up, I can click you back in. But I thought it was probably AI or like someone had mentioned. I said it in my live the other night. Like The Simpsons, because those kids said a lot of inappropriate stuff. So it wasn't actually kids. It was adults voicing the kids. So I really thought it might be that. Never in my wildest dreams did I imagine that it was his own 7-year-old daughter and being forced to say this. And
I really wish
will
that I could
forever
keep my
be sick.
girls like at the ages that they are now. I don't want them to grow up and like have to deal with this shit, man.
Yeah.
I'm just I'm so appalled.
2025. And we still got stuff like this happening. And then the mom is going to be the voice of women and going to sue someone while her own husband is doing this to her own daughter. It's so messed up. And that's why it's my number 1. So guys, let me know, did I miss anything? Did any of you guys want to join? I had said at the beginning if you guys wanted to come up and talk about anything, tonight's your night.
Well, there's my whole list, but I got to cook food now. But
Oh, okay.
these were some of the things that were on my list. I was going to
Okay.
start with Trump's return to power,
Oh, yeah.
political tumult and violence, the showdowns in DC. There was stuff that happened, United States versus Scrimeti. There was the Middle East stuff. There was Russia's war in Ukraine, how it's dragging on and how the developments with that, our rivalry with China, the Cambodian-Thailand border conflict. It was completely different show than what we just did right now. But Completely different.
What a bad year,
I was going to talk about generative AI and how it's evolved.
and how it's destroying cities
Yeah, I was going to
everywhere.
talk about, the giant leaps with new rockets and SpaceX's Starship in technological advances. I was going to talk about Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce and their love story that was super cringe. I honestly thought that was going to be on your list, but I was wrong. I was going to talk about Beyonce winning Grammys and stuff, and pop culture and space. The new billionaire class, about where that's going in 2025. The divorce album of the year. There was going to be sports stuff, but we have nary any time to do any of that right anymore. And I think that Cassidy's list was way better and much more uplifting.
You.
Huh?
You.
Oh, I don't know. It was on my list. It was on my list. And so anyway, I don't have time. I have to cook our New Year's Eve feast. So I'm
Okay.
gonna have to check out of this one. But I may be trolling in the comments if
Oh,
if
okay.
I'm
Well,
late
I'm
to
gonna
taking a
no,
bowl or something.
I'm gonna log off myself. It's it's getting late, and but
It's
yeah,
like
thank you so
20
much.
minutes to the new year, isn't it?
Yeah, it sure is.
Holy shit.
Yep.
What are you gonna do with the last 21 minutes of the year?
I don't know.
Somebody
I've
said
got
milk
some.
jugs.
Yes. I'm gonna eat my dinner. I haven't eaten. I don't think I ate anything today. I'm real
I'm
bad
about to
about
make
that. When I'm
some
working on something, I forget to eat.
I'm gonna make some shrimp. I'm gonna make it taste like lobster. My daughter loves it with
Oh,
some like
yeah.
I don't know if it's gonna be clarified butter, but some kind of butter. And then like we're gonna make an esquite, some kind of roasted potatoes. It's gonna be delicious. You all are invited.
All right. Yeah,
Not
you should
really.
share
My
the
wife would get
pictures.
pissed off.
I do,
Never mind.
Bruce. I do. I love it's gotta be quality dairy. I actually buy my butter in France.
Well,
And the
aren't
cream
you
is
like the bougie type? Said I only eat butter from France.
well, I don't only eat butter from France, but I do buy my butter in France. And I only have 1 block left. I haven't been there for a long time. No, I just went to Strasbourg, but I didn't bring butter to bring home. Man, that
Do
was
you ever
stupid.
make your own butter?
No, but I've heard you can do that.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like just buy like a jug of like heavy cream or whatever, and then like infuse it with like whatever herbs and spices that you want. Chili flakes with some basil, a little bit of parsley,
Yeah,
a little
herbs
bit of
butter. That
garlic.
sounded really good when you were talking about that. That sounds really good.
Oh, it is amazing. If you make it, you'll never go back. You'll always make like your own custom made butters. It is so delicious, but that's for a different show.
All right. Well, happy cooking.
Well, Happy New Year. How about
Happy
that?
New Year.
Thank you so much for joining. Thank you, Don't F with Justice. And
Thank you for having me.
yeah, thank you, Jane and Lena and Christina. I always forget to say it until afterwards. I put it in a message. Thank you guys for modding again. You guys are amazing. And thank you for everyone for this year. Anytime you need to log off, Omar. Or do you want to say a statement real quick before you go? Or are you okay?
I will say this. Whatever happened in 2025, whether it was a good year, whether it was a bad year, whether it was a wasted year, whether it was a transcendent year, it's gone and it's done with and it's finished and it's forever written in stone. And you have all of 2026 to make whatever you dreamed of happening in 2025 that didn't happen. You have all of 2026 to make it happen. Let us endeavor to do away with the excuses. Let us endeavor to focus squarely on not the journey, not on how hard it's going to be, but let us focus solely on what it's going to be like when we get there. Let that be your standing motivation. And let us always remember that it's those people that focus on the journey and how hard it's going to be that tend to fall off and drop off and never accomplish their dreams. And the people that tend to accomplish their dreams are the ones that only focus on what it's going to be like when they get there. Let 2026 be that one year, be the year that you decide to focus squarely on the destination and not on all of the million excuses that are going to prevent you from getting there. Fuck excuses. Endeavor to be great. Endeavor to be legendary. Let 2026 be your triumph. And I will sign off on that. Happy New Year to all of you folks. I love you all.
Thank you, Omar. That was amazing.
That was so good.
Okay.
You guys have a happy New Year. Bye-bye.
All right. Well, welcome back, Lauren.
Oh my God, hang on. I have to delete my other stream and merge it with this one. Give me like a minute to set up.
Okay.
But I'm here. I'm here.
Oh, okay. We're just about to sign off, so you can.
Oh shit, we have New Year's Eve in like 17 minutes, so I'm gonna do the other one then.
Okay. Yeah. Just we're signing off.
Oh, cool.
And
Okay.
then
Peace
yeah.
out. See ya. Bye, guys.
So do you want to say anything before you go?
Honestly, no.
Okay.
I'm about to eat, so see you later.
Thanks for joining. All right. Thanks again. Don't F with justice. I can't beat what Omar said. Oh, thank you, oh my Lord. He says, Happy New Year, Kassidy, Mr. Lord. Thank you so much. And I want to go down through real quick and thank Ralph and Lauren and Justin Smotherman, Bruce the Moose, Ricardo, Stir Crazy, K Bella, JT, and oh my Lord. That's pretty nice to have a name like that. Then people got to call you that.
I like it.
Did you have anything you want to say?
No, like you said, what Omar kind of, you can't top that, what he said, but I just want to say thank you to you because I think you are such a bright light in this case. Like from the beginning, when I was saying I didn't trust this judge, you were like the only other person who was saying that. And I was like, thank God someone's saying it. And so just, I really appreciate all your work. So keep it up for 2026.
Thank you. Thank you. All right, everybody. Thanks for joining, for all your wonderful comments, and for all of your support through this year. And I will see you next year.
Bye.